light on. I have my ghost light on. Hi,
Billy.
Bill.
Hello.
Hey, Billy.
Hello. Well, look who's back.
Yeah. I got on and there she was. I'm like, Mel's back.
Really? Are you glad to be back, or did you?
You know, I'm always sorry to leave and always glad to be back, both directions.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
So it's the best of both worlds, really.
You're not running for political office, are you? Because that's the most politically. Oh,
And I think that would be the only politically correct thing that I would ever say.
oh no. Anyway, it's so good to have you back. So good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
How long, when did you get back?
Late Wednesday night.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, wow.
Good.
So I should be over jet lag, but I'm not.
Yeah, because you were in England, right? So you're like, what, 14 hours ahead or something?
Oh, heavens, no. 5 hours.
Is that all? Oh, I'm thinking of Australia.
Yeah.
They're 14 hours.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, how are
Really
you,
should
Rob?
be
Hi,
here.
John.
Hi, Mel.
Really should be any minute because we were on a different Zoom. That's out of probably him right now. There you go.
Oh God, there's Pepito. Oh my
Hi,
God.
Pepito.
That's great.
You must,
He looks like a
you
little
must have,
plushie.
you must have missed your puppy.
He's so cute. He looks like a plushie.
When did you get back? When did you get back,
Who?
Basia? What? You're muted. I can't hear you, darling.
Oh, you guys on mute?
There you go. Speak now.
Well, forever hold your peace.
We can't hear you, Vasily.
You were fine before. We were running DMV tyrants, so.
There's Cam.
Hey, Cam. It's the only one we're missing is Anj, or is she not going to be here today? Oh, she said she's going to be.
I can't recognize you, Cam. You've got short hair.
Yes.
That's what it is. You got your hair. And you look blonder.
Huh?
You look blonder.
Well, I get blonder and less blonde, you know, depending, but I think it's mostly the hair is gone, so it looks blonder.
Can you hear
And
me
it
now?
is shorter, right? You had it a lot longer for Shadowbox.
Oh, way longer.
Yeah.
Pandemic
Like
hair.
down to your shoulders.
Pandemic here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. When did you get back?
Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
We both got
Brought
back.
us the 70-degree heat we had today.
It was 70. Oh, with
In
you.
Cleveland, that's we're supposed to be 66 tomorrow. So
Yeah, here too.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's a little what do they call it? Indian summer, right? No, it's actually not even officially Indian summer unless you have a freeze. You have to have a freeze, and then you have to have the warm weather. And we haven't had the freeze in the city yet.
We had sleet here last week.
Yeah, well, Cleveland.
There was a little frost. Not yet. Was it yesterday or the day before in the morning? There was frost on the ground.
on Staten Island, right?
Yeah.
It's always colder there, right? Isn't it a little
I
always?
think it's a little chillier. Well, where we are because we're by the water.
Yeah.
Right.
So it should be warmer in the winter.
And we're higher up too. So
Sometimes by the water it's colder. I don't know why that is.
well, you get all the winds too. You get the winds from the water and sometimes we get incredible strong breezes, you know.
You get lake effect snow from lake.
Yeah.
They can take the lake if they want it. Get rid of the lake effect.
Where's Don?
Well, yeah, no, I keep wondering where have you worked with her, Mel? You probably have, right? Knowing Anj.
I heard from her today at work on text.
Yeah, well,
she's supposed to come on because we worked on the first scene of Beyond Therapy. So.
Oh, great.
He texted her.
So did you get the scripts I sent you, Bill?
I did not get a script.
I sent them to billroudebush@gmail.com. No?
It should be roudebushwilliam@gmail.com.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I sent, let's see.
How long ago?
This afternoon.
No, I didn't get them. I would have seen them.
Yeah, Just text her, see if she picked up.
No, it's Bill Rao 6 at I sent them to AOL. Pooey. Okay, I will resend them.
Yeah, I texted Anj also.
Okay, well, it's going to be hard for me to review them before. Are we going to? Anyway, well, let's get started, and Anj will pop on when she pops on. So,
Yeah.
Look what showed up.
oh look, you got the script.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she did, but I didn't yet. So
Oh, okay.
It took, it still says in my mail that it's coming. I'm like, well, I don't know where they are. It showed up
Yeah,
yesterday.
Also,
Ah, good, very good.
Not Rappaport.
Good. Have you had a chance to read it, Cindy?
no, I've been.
No, I didn't. It just showed up yesterday evening. And I was going to read it today, and I ended up typing all day at work. So I'm going to read it tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You'll love it. You'll laugh. It's very funny.
Okay.
Very funny play. Okay. Good. So let me just sort of get an overview of where we're going. So John, what's your plan tonight? What do you got on tonight?
Anj and we're supposed. No, we're supposed to do it. We were going to read through the first scene
Okay, great.
of,
So
of Beyond Therapy. Yeah.
that's what you want to accomplish. You want to get through that first read through and talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And see where we want to go with it. You know, if we want to go further with it or.
Okay. Well, you developed such a good relationship in the last scene, so
Yeah.
it'll be fun playing with the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cam, what do you want? What are you doing tonight? If tell
I
me.
just sent you the sides that I think the right thing. I have a self-tape, and if we could work on that the same way we worked on it last time.
Okay.
I have a self-tape that's due. To me, a very difficult one, short, but not up my alley, really. And I'd like to work on the monologue.
Okay. The
and
monologue that you're doing in the reading, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I worked a little on the scene with Anj too, but I'd like to emphasize the two things that are imminent
Okay.
and,
Good.
performances.
Okay. Good. All righty. Does somebody else have the side so that they can read opposite you?
John, I just sent you the side.
Whoa, he just got it. Didn't you see that? He went, John. Whoa. It looks like
I love when I get the sides 5 minutes before class starts.
Yeah. It looked like it
Well, I
just came
just got
flying
it
out the
back.
computer.
I just got it this afternoon, plus my ring light broke, it's just like a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always something.
Oh, here
you know?
it is.
There
Okay.
we go. All right. Did anybody try to text Anj and see what's
Yeah,
going on?
I did.
I did.
I
She
did.
hasn't answered yet.
Okay. Well,
Sometimes she's in transit. Oh,
Oh,
there she
she
is.
There
is.
we go. Yeah, because she texted me at work this afternoon. I guess she sent you an email. She wanted to do the Beyond Therapy scene with me
Yeah.
this next session.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Hi,
Hi.
hey,
finally here. God, can't believe it.
What happened? We were waiting for you.
I'm coming from work. I told you I was.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. I should have.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
should have passed that along.
You look great, Anj.
I
Yeah.
do.
She always looks great.
I just flew in from.
Don't
Thank
you
you.
look like you're stepping off the cover of a magazine. What is your secret?
Ponds.
Gosh.
I'll have to go buy some.
That's what I use. That's the only thing I use.
Well, it works. God.
All right. So Vasily, what are you doing tonight?
I think we're going. Cindy and I were going to do the Tyrant because since I got back recently and I didn't have enough chance.
You're breaking up.
Yeah,
I
your
can't
voice
do-
is.
Hey, you're
your
breaking up again. You weren't before on the other link. That's
Hello?
weird. Well,
Can you hear
we're
me?
both doing the DMV Tyrant and the Red Herring. And then I
Yeah.
guess with Rob, we worked on the Sally, what's the other?
Charlie scene. It's a short scene.
Yeah, Sally Charlie.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. All right. Rob, what about you? What are you up to tonight?
Well, I'm working with Anj, of course, on I'm not Rappaport. We did meet a couple of times.
Oh,
I'm
good.
working on relaxing my drama there.
Good.
And of course, I have, I went over a scene with Cindy a couple of times with the, you're familiar with the last scene I wrote with Charlie and Sally where they become buddy.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I do remember that one. Good.
Yeah.
What is the line, Bill, that you gave him about double on the shill?
On the
Shin.
schneid, it's not a shill.
Oh,
It's a,
Oh,
anybody who's ever played gin knows what a schneid is. You're on the schneid. That's
I don't know
when
if I'm
Play
using,
gin.
that's when you shut. It's double points when you shut the other person out. When they don't get any points at all, it's called a schneid.
Oh, okay.
all right.
Now
Well,
I
it's
know.
called the Schneider, but they abbreviate it and call it the Schneid.
Double on the schneid.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Got it.
You don't want
If
that to
nobody
happen.
knows about it, I don't know if I'm going to use it, but right now it's in there.
A lot of people know about what the Schneid is.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've played gin, you know what it is.
I have, but I've never done it. But I never played, really seriously. So
I play it and drink it.
Everyone else doesn't know what we're talking about. They'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
maybe
Anyway,
we should do the gin game then one of these days, Bill.
oh my God. Oh boy, what a workout that is for two actors. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, plus a card game. Shoot me now. I have to remember my lines and I have to play cards while I'm doing it. And the cards have to come out a certain way. Oh my God. Just
Well, you
shoot
write
me
your
now.
lines on the cards.
Yeah. There's also a play by Tina Howe called The Art of Dining, where there are 8 people and they actually serve a gourmet meal every night as part of the play.
Mm.
Wow.
Shoot me
Nice.
now. Yes, I know. Anyway, we want to welcome Mel back. We're so glad she's back.
Yes.
What are you going to be working on tonight for us, Mel? What are you gonna
I
be
feel
doing?
like a broken record because I'm working with Orange. Everyone's working with Orange.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone's working with Ange except me.
But John
That's,
and
that's
I,
coming to a theater near you.
John and I had started to work on Doubt,
Oh yeah. Oh,
which I
that's
would
so-
like
right.
to continue to do. John, I hope you would like to continue.
Yeah, I've been wanting
Good.
to contact you about it, but
Good.
life has been crazy, but
Yep.
yes, I would love to continue working on that with you.
Yes.
great. That's such a great script. It's such a great play. All right, good. All right. Well, I sort of have an overview. I won't ask Ange what she's doing.
She
Okay.
did everybody but Vasily and me.
So, anybody want to volunteer to start?
Want to go on? Do you want to
Yeah,
start?
yeah.
Okay, this is what they're going to work on is the very first. They've been working on the second scene with these two characters. This is the first scene where they first meet, right?
Now,
Yeah.
do you need me on script for this, or you guys still?
Oh no, we're
No, we're just reading it.
we're reading. We haven't had lines learned.
And let me,
I do have it if you need it.
okay,
Thank
so
you.
let me get the script.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
It's just basically a first read.
Yeah.
Listening to it.
Zoom. Okay, and where's the script? What the fuck?
Hmm. Just starting a little early with the fuck exercise. That's good.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure Mel has missed that.
Okay, no.
Well, yeah, I did,
Yeah,
Gosh,
there you go.
gosh, golly.
That's the cleaned up British version. Gosh golly.
Right.
Right.
You got it, Ange?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, hold on. I can't see you now. Oh, I hate this. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know,
Okay. I'm not gonna be able to see. I don't want to waste anybody's time, so I'm just gonna read.
Okay.
Okay, I can't.
Well, let's just hear what it sounds like first time through, and we'll talk about it, all right? Here we go.
Okay. Okay, so we're in blackout. Hello.
Hello.
The New York review of books. Are you the white male, 30 to 65, 30 to 35, 6'1", blue eyes, who's into rock music, movies, jogging, and quiet evenings at home?
Yes, I am.
Well, hi, I'm Prudence.
I'm Bruce.
Nice to meet you.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you. As I said in my letter, I've never answered one of these ads before,
Me neither. I mean, I haven't put one in before.
but this time I figured, why not?
Right, me too. I hope I'm not too macho for you.
Oh, no. So far, you seem wonderful.
You have lovely breasts. That's the first thing I notice in a woman.
Thank you.
You have beautiful contact lenses.
Thank you. I love the smell of brute you're wearing. Whew.
You skipped a line. You skipped a line. You skipped a line.
Oh,
The voice.
oh, thanks. I like your voice.
Thanks. I like your voice.
Oh, thank you. I love the smell of boots you're wearing.
Thank you. My male lover Bob gave it to me.
What?
You remind me of him in a certain light.
What?
Well, I swing both ways, actually. Do you?
I don't know. I always insist on the lights being out.
I'm afraid I've upset you now.
No, it's nothing really. It's just that I hate gay people.
I'm not gay. I'm bisexual. There's a difference.
I don't really know any bisexuals.
Children are all innately bisexual, you know. If you brought a child to Plato's retreat, he'd be attracted to both sexes.
I don't think they let you.
I don't really know any children. You have wonderful eyes. They're so deep.
Thank you.
I feel like I want to take care of you.
Oh, well, I would like that. My favorite song is Someone to Watch Over Me.
There's a somebody I'm longing, da-da.
Yes, thank you.
In some ways, you're like a little girl, and in some ways, you're like a woman.
Oh, how am I like a woman?
Oh, you dress like a woman. You wear eyeshadow like a woman.
And you're like a man. You're tall. You have to shave. I feel you could protect me.
I'm deeply emotional. I like to cry,
Oh, I wouldn't like that.
but I like to cry.
I don't think men should cry unless something falls on them.
That's a kind of sexism. Men have been programmed not to show feeling.
But don't talk to me about sexism. You're the one who talked about my breasts the minute I sat down.
I feel like I'm going to cry now.
Why do you want to cry?
I feel you don't like me enough. And I think you're making eyes at the waiter.
I haven't even seen the waiter. Oh, please, shh. People are staring at us. They'll think it's something I said.
Oh, I feel better after that. You have a lovely mouth.
Thank you.
I can tell you're very sensitive. I want you to have my children.
Thank you.
You feel ready to make a commitment?
I feel I need to get to know you better.
I feel we agree on all the issues. I feel that you like rock music, movies, jogging, and quiet evenings at home. I think you hate shallowness. I bet you never read People magazine.
I do read it. I write for it.
I write for it too. Well, freelance, actually. I send in letters. They printed one of them.
Oh, what was it about?
I wanted to see Gary Gilmore executed on television.
Oh, yes, I remember that one.
Did you identify with Jill Clayburgh, an unmarried woman?
I did.
Me too. We agree on everything. Oh, God, I want to cry again.
I don't like men to cry. I want them to be strong.
Oh, you'd quite like Bob then.
Who?
You know.
Oh,
I feel I'm irritating you.
no. It's just that it's hard to get to know someone, and the waiter never comes, and I'd like to order.
Let's start all over again. Hello, my name is Bruce.
Hello.
Prudence. That's a lovely name.
Thank you.
That's a lovely dress.
Thank you. I like your necklace. It goes nicely with your chest hair.
Thank you. I like your nail polish.
Oh, I have it on my toes too.
Let me see. I think it's wonderful you feel free enough with me to put your feet on the table.
I didn't put my feet on the table. I put one foot. I was hoping to get the waiter's attention.
We agree on everything. It's amazing. I'm going to cry again.
Please, you're annoying me. What is the matter?
I feel you're too dependent. I feel you want me to put the storm windows up. I feel you should do that.
I didn't say anything about storm windows.
You're right. I'm wrong. We agree.
What kind of childhood did you have?
Oh, nuns. I was taught by nuns. They really ruined me. I don't believe in God anymore. I believe in bran cereal. It helps prevent rectal cancer.
Yes, I like brown cereal.
I want to marry you. I feel ready in my life to make a long-term commitment. We'll live in Connecticut. We'll have 2 cars. Bob will live over the garage. Everything will be wonderful.
I don't feel ready to make a long-term commitment to you. I think you're insane, and I'm just going to go now.
Oh, please, don't go.
I don't think you should stay.
Don't go. They have a salad bar here.
Oh, well, maybe a little longer.
You're afraid of life, aren't you?
Well,
Your instinct is to run away. You're afraid of feeling of emotion. That's wrong, Prudence, because then you have no passion. Did you see Equus?
yeah.
That doctor felt it was better to blind 8 horses in a stable with a metal spike than to have no passion. In my life, I'm not going to be afraid to blind the horses, Prudence.
You should be a veterinarian.
You've missed the metaphor.
I haven't missed the metaphor. I made a joke.
You just totally missed the metaphor. I can never love someone who missed the metaphor.
Someone should have you committed.
I'm not the one afraid of commitment. You are.
Oh, dry up.
I was going to give you a fine dinner and then take you to see the Tree of Wooden Clogs and then home to my place for sexual intercourse. But now I think you should leave.
You're not rejecting me, buddy. I'm rejecting you. You're a first real class idiot.
And you're a castrating frigid bitch.
Absolutely nothing seems to get that waiter's attention, does it?
That's it.
That's it, huh? Well, of course. What a great first meeting. That's
That's funny.
oh, God. Such a brilliant writer, isn't he?
It is.
It's just so nice to play that. So I mean, obviously, both of you sort of understand the characters from where they come from. It's just a different time in their, just different moment in their life. I mean, one of the things that I see that I think is the challenge of the scene um, is to work in the area of disbelief more than the area of anger. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It just felt like I can't.
Oh.
It might be more interesting comic wise if somebody says something. I mean, both of you say ridiculously outrageous things to each other, and if you hold that for a moment and then try to make sense out of it rather than immediately reacting to it, then it allows both of you. There's quite a few little reversals in there, you know. I mean, little momentary reversals, more so on your part, Anj, than on John's character's part. It
Mm.
feels to me, John, like he's coming there with the idea of marrying the girl. You know, it almost seems like if that's the goal from the first time he sees her and he likes her immediately, that if he pursues that objective, that good, I can really solve two problems at once. You know, we can have a great date tonight and I can have a wife, and then Bob can live over the garage wall. You know what I mean? Did it feel like that to you?
There were times when I felt I could have, you know, gone lean back with that. The
No,
art.
I was talking to John.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
it's about me.
It's always about you, Anj. Everybody's working with you. It's always about you. Anyway, go ahead.
yeah. I mean, he's definitely there looking for a woman, and he's got the picture perfect life planned for him, and yeah, so that's what he's there to get a wife, and he's liking her, and it's working out, and he thinks it's working out.
Well, yeah, but there, you know, the point is when she says something completely outrageous, of which she does 5 or 6 times, you have to still hold on to that belief that you're going to find a way to make that work, you know. And then there's one thing I think that just changes everything for the character. Isn't there one moment when she says something?
Well, it's at the end. What happens is I do the thing about the metaphor about what really pisses me off when she doesn't get the metaphor about Equus.
Right.
And she says, you ought to become a veterinarian. And then I said, you've missed the metaphor. How could you just totally, I could never love someone who missed the metaphor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
he totally switches there.
Well, yeah. And it must be something really sort of, you know, sort of an intellectualism in his life that's really important, which also sort of comes up in his ad, right? I mean, what was his ad? What does it say, Anj?
Are you the white male, 30 to 35, 6'1", blue eyes, who's into rock music, movies, jogging, and quiet evenings at home?
No, well, he doesn't mention reading books. Okay. I love.
Well, I say the New York Review, the New York Book Review of Books, because that's where it was.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then there you go. All right. Good. That was so funny. Your mispronunciation is white male 30 to 65. I think I have to call Christopher Durang and tell him that's a better line. He's leaving a lot of room for negotiation. It's
right.
Very funny. I love that. So, yeah, I mean, finding the point, and Anj, I think I don't think she's there to look for a mate. I think that's part of the conflict, right? She's just there for
this is like maybe this will be the answer to my prayers, to meet the, you know, I mean, you've seen from the other scene all the fuck ups I've had.
Yeah.
And so possibly maybe this is the one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, not to marry him, but Jesus, just a normal relationship would be nice.
So what's interesting to me is trying for both characters to figure out whether you're lying about the fact that neither of you have ever put ads in before, when in fact we know that you do it a second time,
right?
because you wouldn't get together that other scene unless you put a second one in. So I think part of your character, you guys have to decide for your own individual character whether you're lying about that or not, you know, which I think makes a big difference, you know, whether you're just copping to something that's really the truth or, you know, just lying because, you know, that's what you're supposed to do or you should do, or you think it's going to represent you better, because it's all about representing yourself on the first date, right?
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would, what I want you guys to really look at is how to use, you know, that term that we talk about a lot is that one moment of truth is what should guide you to the next moment of truth, as long as you hold on to that energy. And I think it's a key for both of you to hold on to energy, right? So that all those transitions happen within the energy that it came from, and then you have to make an adjustment, but where it came from is still part of it, and where it may go might be, you know what I mean? But holding on to that energy, I think, is the key to making the comedy work in the scene, because you're both, I mean, you both say unbelievably outrageous things. You know, but then you have to figure out how your character is going to digest that. Are they going to hold on to it because their need is so bad to hook up with somebody that they don't want to indicate that they can't fucking believe you just said that? Or where do you draw your line? You know, obviously, John's character draws his line on metaphors, you know, and it's just, no, I'm not going to fucking go there. Everything else is fine, you know, which, you know, sounds like a good choice as well. Do you guys have any questions about it?
No.
I think it's a worthy exercise to do this piece, you know, I really do. And just explore a whole different focus than the other one. Right.
Great.
It's good. Bravo. Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo. Bravo.
Right, it's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. The rest of it, anybody else want to say anything about it?
I think it's hilarious. And you get that one scene where he's asked if you're bisexual, and you said, I don't know. I always like the lights out. I mean,
Oh God! Oh my
hysterical.
God! Just
I would have laughed at the same, just taking a swallow.
right. And John, what is this is a perfect example of what I was talking about. What's your character's line after that line? Bisexual. I usually do.
I swing both. I don't know. This is something I say. I'm afraid I've upset you now.
And her line is what?
She said, I say to her, I swing both ways. Actually, do you? She says, I don't know. I always insist on the lights being out. And then I say, I'm afraid I've upset you now. She said, no, it's nothing really. It's just that I hate gay people. I'm not gay. I'm bisexual. There's a difference.
Oh, okay. So it sounds to me like she has an immediate reaction to that. You know, immediately play that once, just with an immediately negative reaction, which again, from the other scene, we sort of saw that in the other scene, she's really not editing herself at all. She's really quite cruel in the second scene, right? So obviously, on a first meeting, the character doesn't want the cruelty to emerge quite as well, but the cruelty must lurk beneath the character because it's sort of the truth of the character. Play those four. Yeah, don't everybody click off, but just.
Okay, you're on page 5.
Yeah, let's do the bottom of 4 where we're talking about Bob, and I say you remind me of him in a certain light.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ready? You remind me of him in a certain light.
What?
I swing both ways, actually. Do you?
I don't know. I always insist on the lights being out.
Good. So I want to go back to what, right? So what's the line that motivates what?
You remind me of him in a certain light.
And you're talking about your male lover,
Bob,
right?
Yeah, Bob,
right.
yeah.
So what he's really saying is you remind me of my male lover in a certain light, okay? So I want you to just not know what to do with that, you know what I mean? I just want you to, right? Yeah, just, and then hold on to that and see what comes out of that, not knowing what to do. And then don't let it go either. Let's see how long you can sustain that sense of disbelief.
Can we, you know what, Maj, can we, because there's another what there too, which is a similar
Yeah,
moment. Can we take
okay.
it
Well,
back to,
yeah, that's what I'm saying is she's got to hold on to that energy all through of those things. Let's click off and watch this. All right, here we go.
can we do it from Thank You, I Love the Smell of Brute You're Wearing?
Yeah, I'm gonna be wearing, I'm not reading on the, I have the script in my hand. Thank you. I love the smell of brute you're wearing.
Thank you. My male lover, Bob, gave it to me.
What?
You remind me of him in a certain light.
What?
I swing both ways, actually. Do you?
I don't know. I always insist on the lights being out.
Good. All right, I want to go back. Good. So that first what, man, we talk about this a lot too, is what is that first what really saying? Is it what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
Is that what that is? And the second one is, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
What? Right? And then
Yeah.
you hold on to that, and then that leads you most logically to,
I don't know.
I don't know. No, in other words, you've just gone, what the fuck did you just say? And then you went, what the fuck did you just say? So hold on to what the fuck did you just say? Go.
Okay. Oh,
Do
From the
first
same
one,
place?
Do the first one. Yeah, play it
Yeah.
again. Yeah, this is
Uh,
what I mean. Holding on to that energy is what's going to bring you the truth in that line, and you'll
Okay.
love it. All right.
Back to the brute line.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. thank you. I love the smell of brute you're wearing.
Thank you. My male lover, Bob, gave it to me.
What?
You remind me of him in a certain light.
What?
Well, I swing both ways, actually. Do you?
I don't know. I always insist on the lights being out.
I'm afraid I've upset you now.
Yeah.
No, it's nothing really. I
So
just,
good. Yeah. So you see what I'm saying about holding on to whatever
Yeah.
you find until something happens that completely reverses it. But it's the holding on to it that will help you find the truth of that next line. It was so funny. I almost choked. But that's the work that both of you have to do on it. That's the fun part of it, because John's character has that experience a couple times too. When you say some things, he's not quite sure how to. And actually, that little moment right there, when you say something about the lights on, and I think it's like he's got to process what the fuck is that, and then
Right.
come up with right, and then he's got to hold on to that energy, and that's going to take him to his next place. That'll
Okay.
be the fun part. Okay.
great. Yeah,
It's a
thanks.
great exercise for that. You see how that is so relevant in this scene. It's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Super terrific. Thank you. Okay. Well, let's get Mel working again here. Actually, I want to give Anja a break. Hold on. Let's flip it out. Let's do Camnet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because since everybody's doing everything with you, so we'll
Okay, yeah,
we'll give
sure.
you a little break every now and then, because I hate to see you sweating on screen.
Okay. John, you've got the sides, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get it. Let me go back to it. Hold on.
Okay, so I can tell you what the directions are.
Good. Tell me.
Female, white, 70s. This frail, sad woman is Charlie's mother. When Phil shows up at her house for the first time in years, she chides him for the shabby way she has treated her son. Note from casting: please keep the scene simple and direct, not overly dramatic.
There you go.
Okay,
There
now-
you go. That's your clue. That's
So
that's your theme song lately.
Oh, now,
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're getting it in your stage directions. That's good. So
Okay.
I would hold on to frail. I would hold on to frail. I think that's a really great description. When you're frail, it's like I don't really have the energy to tell you what it is because something's happening to me that I have no control over. I can push through it, but it's happening to me, and that's what's going to keep you in the scene that way. If that makes any sense. Let me hear it.
Okay. Okay, and when I should read you the directions in the scene,
Okay,
or shall why don't we read through it and I'll read the directions as we go?
that's good. Okay.
Or should we read, and do you want to hear the lead in too before it starts to shoot? Before the start, or no?
Yeah, anything that's going to help me understand the moment that you have to engage better, that would be helpful.
Okay, John, do you have it up?
Yeah, so you want me to start at the top of the page?
Yeah,
Hi,
And I'll-
Mrs. Dunn from there.
yeah,
All right, you ready?
yeah, and if you could read the stage directions too, that would be
Oh,
great.
sure. So I'm like mid-20s, is that, or?
No, it doesn't matter. You can be your age because my son's got to be in his 40s at
Ah.
least,
Oh, okay. All right. Hi, Mrs. Dunn. It's Phil Schreiber. Remember me? I was your son's roommate in college.
Oh no. Oh no.
There's the sound of many locks being undone. Phil, stand back. Phil and Rosie step away from the door. It opens and a frail woman, Mrs. Dunn, 70, stands in the doorway.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home? Mrs. Dunn shakes her head. She's worried.
No. I haven't seen him since he left saying you'd invited him to stay in the country. Oh, Charlie.
Is there somewhere else he might go? Mrs. Dunn looks out at the Hudson, fights back tears. End.
That's it.
Wow. Okay, read it one more time again. Thank
Okay,
you.
from why don't we go just from start?
Yeah.
Okay. Phil and
Haven't,
Rose, go ahead. Sorry.
haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No. I haven't seen him since he left saying that you'd invited him to stay in the country. Poor Charlie.
Is there somewhere else he might go?
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, all right, good. All right. I think I got an idea for you to play with.
And I don't have the line yet, really. I haven't seen him since he left saying you'd invited him to stay in the country. Oh, Charlie.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So going along the frail theme, can it be what your first line is, Cam? What's your first line? Read it.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Good. So I want you to be like tired of it happening over and over and over again. I mean, like, Jesus Christ. I mean, you know what I mean? So there's a sense of tiredness of hearing the same thing over and over again and watching the same thing, and see where that leads you. See if that makes sense, so that you're using the frailty, and also you're just so tired of hearing about this stuff that you're just too old to keep hearing about it over and over again, right? And here we go. Let's try that.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No. I haven't seen him since he left saying you'd invited him to stay in the country with you. Poor Charlie.
Is there somewhere else he might go?
Good. Good. I love that. I love that on the
Well,
very
you gotta
first.
give me a minute for the take at the end.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because
I will. I
I'm
promise
sure-
I will. I will next time.
Okay.
Okay. So it was a great launch. That tired thing was a great launch. I'm tired of hearing about that. And I'm still so damn tired. All right, I'll tell you where he went, but this is all I got to say. So that it holds on to that sort of same feeling through the next line as well. All right, let's see what happens there, and I'll I'll give you your bleed out.
No, I haven't. Fuck. Okay. Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No. I haven't seen him since he left, saying you'd invited him to stay in the country with you. Oh, Charlie.
Is there somewhere else he might go?
Good. That no, it's in answer to the question. What's the question you ask her that her answer is no? John, what is it?
Is Charlie home?
Yeah,
And says I
no.
shake my head.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, good. No, it's just still even, God, I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, it says she shakes her head. She's worried.
No.
So it may be that
Okay.
I don't know that he isn't with them.
Okay. All right. Well, let's try. Let's play that. Let's use that same launch and see how that leads you to the next line. Here we go.
And Bill, if you come in right away, I will not be able to use the tape.
Okay. All right.
Because, I mean, I know it. I dread that last thing because the fucking fight back tears, because that's not happening.
All
But
right.
they're gonna want
Yeah,
something.
don't worry about it. I'll make it happen for you.
Okay.
You will? You promise?
Of course I will, darling.
Okay, because they're okay.
All right. Here we go. I'm gonna shut up. You go ahead.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No.
I want you to start again. I don't feel that sense of, oh my God, this has been going on for too long. I have to feel that. That's your correct launch. Try it again. I will shut up. I promise.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No. I haven't seen him since he left, saying you'd invited him to stay in the country. Oh, Charlie.
Is there somewhere else he might go?
Okay, cool. Now I got to probe you on what the "Oh Charlie" means in a bigger sense. What does that mean? Because it just sounds like a line.
Oh,
It's
you
like-
fucking fool getting involved with this fucking asshole that's just gonna be,
That's
just
great.
gonna dump on you.
All right, let's go back and do it one more time. Here we go.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No. I haven't seen him since he left, saying you'd invited him to stay in the country. Oh, Charlie.
Is there somewhere else he might go?
That's it, right?
Yeah, that's plenty
Yeah, okay.
long.
I wanted to make sure I gave you way enough space.
Yeah.
I want you to do one more take because I still don't feel there's enough experience in that first line. It's just got to, geez, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, oh my God, it's just, I think you can dig that a lot deeper, Cam, and see where it takes you.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No. I haven't seen him since he left, saying you invited him to stay in the country with you. Oh, Charlie.
Is there somewhere else he might go?
And out. Okay, good. I'm really being picky with this because it's so short, Cam.
No,
Yeah.
that's pretty. No, you're not being Bill. You're not.
Okay.
being picky.
Okay, good. So I need you to feel even more frail before you say that first line as well. So that what's happening to you emotionally that you have no control over is that you're just really weak, right? I'm really weak. So give yourself, like, relax, drop everything in your body, drop your shoulders, drop everything, so that when this first line comes up, it's just like, oh my God, I don't even have the strength to fucking process this, you know? I mean, and anytime you're ready.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No. I haven't seen him since he left, saying you'd invited him to stay in the country. Oh, Charlie.
Is there somewhere else he might go?
Good. Better, Cam. Much better. Yeah, I really felt that a lot better, right? How about you? Did that feel good to
It's
you?
feeling better. Of course, I rarely feel frail, Bill. I feel like the
But you know what it is to feel frail. I mean, I remember when you were going through that knee operation, and I know you want.
Bill, no, I never went through a knee operation. I just iced my knee and went on. I was
Yeah.
still walking 6 miles a day then.
Oh God.
I
Yeah.
never,
Well, then let me approach it this.
when I come out of surgery, maybe I feel frail, but I just rarely, it's traumatic for me to feel frail.
Well, I'm sure it
And
is.
it's very,
but-
very hard for me.
Well, it's not
Okay,
hard.
ugh.
It's not hard to remove what you already own. In other words, you own spunk. All I'm saying is remove it. Just take it away. Just take it away. And that, oh Charlie, I think it needs to be much. That needs to be much deeper than like, oh my God, Charlie, how could you fucking do this? And it's just like, it's not, oh, how can you fucking do this, Charlie? It just hurts because it's just, oh my God, it fucking hurts. One more time.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No. I haven't seen him since he left, saying he was. No, let's do it again.
That's okay. Good. It was a great start, though. It was a great launch. That's why you forgot the line, because you were in the right place. Trust yourself. And anytime you're ready.
Okay.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
No, that's way too spunky. Way too spunky. You lost it all. Lose that spunk. And you're just tired of hearing about it. Jesus Christ.
Haven't you taken enough from him?
Is Charlie home?
No. I haven't seen him since he left, saying you'd invited him to stay in the country. Oh, Charlie.
Is there somewhere else he might go?
Great. That was the best take. That's the one you want to use. Nice job. Nice job.
Okay.
Nice job. Okay, what was your other issue on it? You wanted to work on the monologue, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
And last week, what we talked about, if I remember correctly, we talked about 4 separate beats in this monologue, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Hang on just a minute. Follow. Okay, John, I think I sent you I have to get my script up now.
Okay.
Sent me something else?
Yes, I did.
Oh, let me look. Hold on.
I sent you the
Tonight? Today?
Yeah, I think I sent you the,
Let me look. Hold on.
no, this is not, probably not the right
Oh,
copy, what I've got here. In case I go up on a line,
Oh, here it is. Yeah.
not that I know it, but
You're reading it, right?
yeah, but I'm doing some things and I might lose the screen or
Okay, whatever you say.
What page is this on?
page. I think it's, oh, probably about third page. Just if you just keep scrolling, it's just a monologue.
Is this the one that continues? These lovely sisters have arranged for me to
That's
speak
it.
to?
That's it. And I probably will get some words wrong and stuff.
Okay, I won't. So you just want me to, in case you call line, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
in case I. Okay. Buongiorno, signorine. These lovely sisters have arranged for me to speak to you, students. The future of our country. My name is Lydia Minapace. Excuse me, it is just allergies. Nevertheless, I wish that more of you were wearing masks. We need to be very careful. You may have heard rumors that this virus is just a little flu. That is not true. It can be deadly. As you probably know, Minapace means one who brings peace in our beautiful Italian language. I have always tried to live up to my name, to bring peace, but va bene, va bene. The nuns have finally gone. We are alone at last. But I drew the line when it came to the male chauvinists, and especially the Nazis. I was asked to come here today to tell you to be obedient, to obey the Catholic doctrine. Between you and me, the church was complicit, and it's shameful. I'm ordinarily a pacifist, but there are circumstances when fighting oppression is what I had to do, what you must do. Can you please put your phones down for a minute and listen to what I have to say? During the war, I did not go on TikTok and Instagram. No, I hid explosives under my dress and had to memorize coded messages. I slipped maps and anti-fascist papers inside Bibles, and I rode my bike to deliver medicine to wounded partisans hiding in the mountains. I took many risks, and I could have been killed or maimed at any moment. Do you think I got any credit for this? No. After the war, I became invisible. Have any of you ever heard of me? No, no, I didn't think so. And do you know why? It's because I'm a woman. Even the committee who asked me here doesn't know anything about me. But the church has files on everyone. So, to play it safe, I gave them a fake name. And they think I am just a nice little old lady who lives down the street. That's one advantage of being old. Everyone underestimates you. Well, enough about me. What about you? Have any of you ever heard men say rude things about you? Catcalls, obscene gestures. I see quite a lot of hands up there. No surprise there. Anyone on the way to school this morning? More than half. That's how it all starts. And it only gets worse from then on. Woman in Italy is murdered every 3 days. Every 3 days. This is a Catholic country, and a lot of the violence stems from the church. Plus these pigs like Trump and Berlusconi in positions of power. They have no respect for women. They show other men that they can treat women like garbage and get away with it. When I was young, my teachers insisted that I praise Il Duce. But at home, my mother taught me to tear up the school papers which declared that I was an elite member of the Aryan race because we are not animals. I hope all of you will think critically about what they teach you here. I was slightly older than you when I joined the resistance at 19. I organized jailbreaks. I stored bombs in my basement. They could have arrested and tortured me at any moment like they did to my father, but that never stopped me. The resistance tried to erase women like me. They took everything. Power, credit, even the memory of what we did, and that went against everything my mother always instilled in me. So when the war ended, I threw myself into fighting not just the fascists and the Nazis, but all forms of oppression. I was the first woman to be elected to the Bolzano Provincial Council, and I served in the Italian Senate. I fought to legalize divorce and abortion because I don't want women and girls like you to be trapped in a life sentence marriage. My mother taught me to be economically independent, to get rid of any husband. She said, get rid of any husband that I was unhappy with. I refuse to cook for my Eugenio unless he did the grocery shopping. I encourage you to do the same. Why am I telling you all this? Because sometimes in life, you have to make sacrifices for the common good. Now we must use the same determination to eradicate this virus. They asked me if I felt safe in coming here now, but who knows what tomorrow will bring. My time is running out. I cannot afford to wait. I made sacrifices. You must do the same. All of you, and especially those of you who live with your grandparents, please wear a mask. Don't be reckless and hang out in crowds. And please, when the vaccine becomes available, run, don't walk to get it. Don't let us nonas die. If you do, there will be blood on your delicate hands, and you will never be able to remove the stain.
Wow. Okay. What a feisty old bitch she is, huh?
And I forgot my mask at the beginning.
Oh, that's all right. Okay, Cam. So the beats aren't as clear as I would like them to be.
No.
Okay. So the first beat we talked about had to be, and I'm not going from last week's notes because I throw them out every week so that I look at it completely different each week. But the first beat had to be the show for the nuns, right? That's what you're doing.
Right.
You're putting on a show. So you have to be a little bit more colorful in that first beat. There needs to be a little more bullshit about that first beat, right? And then when she says, we're alone at last, it shouldn't be, you'll see it on the playback. On the first time, it seems like you were creepy, it should be active. We're alone at last. Now I can tell you the truth. That there should be a real definite activity, like you don't have much time alone with them, and you must get this out. This is your opportunity to tell the truth, and there's a time limit on it, and so there needs to be that urgency about it.
Okay. Yeah. I can definitely speed it up. It does need to be whispered because.
Well, I mean, the nuns are, it just needs to be very direct. It just needs to be, I need to tell you this. And then when you're trying to tell them this really valuable information that you don't have much time to do, you notice that they're looking at their goddamn iPhones, right? So
Right.
that's where the iPhone rant comes. It's like, my God, I'm giving you pearls and you're just throwing them back into the water. What are you doing, right? Those
Right.
two things are tied, right? Okay, so that once you get through with that rant, then you sort of change beat. Well, what about you, right? That's the final beat, which has sort of several sub beats to it. The first one feels like a warning, towards that, like, you better be careful, this might happen. And then it's like, all right, be careful you don't get trapped, right? I mean, that's another warning. And then the very last thing is a threat. That very last, so there's sort of three sub beats to that very last beat on What About You, where you begin that. And so there's a lot of different levels that you have to play here. But the key one is making that switch from the show to the urgency of what you have to tell them. I think everything else will fall into place if you make that transition well.
Yeah, if we could just work on the first thing, because there's so much going on in that.
Yeah, let's just do that for a couple minutes and then we'll switch. Okay, here we go. Let's work on that tonight. But you
Okay.
understand what I'm saying there on those different things.
I do understand, but the thing is, I'm putting this totally together pretty much by myself with the playwright. I know what, there are things that she absolutely wants,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
The
here we go.
mechanics of it are pretty much all me.
Okay, well, give me a show. Bullshit me. You're in front of somebody that you know is listening to every word and the way you say it, right? They're really careful, right? But you fooled them a little bit, so you also feel comfortable with them, right? So there's a sense of it's more gregarious. It's more, it's showier. It's showier. That's what it
Okay,
is.
so the first thing is I come in.
Yep.
Okay. Where's my bottle? Oh, I've got it. Okay, I've got my mask and I've got to get my mask. Okay. Buongiorno, signorine. These lovely sisters have arranged for me to speak to you. This, again, it's used
Good.
to.
And actually, they're even take it a step further. Suck up to the sisters. Oh, these lovely sisters. Oh, they're the best. They're the fruit on the tree, huh? Okay,
Okay.
just bullshit them. And here we go.
Okay. Buongiorno, signorine. These lovely sisters have arranged for me to speak to you students, the future of our country. My name is Lydia Minapace. Excuse me. It is just allergies. Nevertheless, I wish that more of you were wearing masks. We need to be very careful. You may have heard rumors that this virus is just a little flu. That is not true. It can be deadly. As you probably know, Minapace means one who brings peace in our beautiful Italian language. But va bene, the nuns have finally gone. We are alone at last. But I drew the line when it came to the fascists, and especially the Nazis and male chauvinists.
So I want to go back to, but I drew the line, right? I
Yeah,
wanna go-
it's to me that what's difficult about that is I think that's a continuation of what she has before, and then she turns off, rips up the speech.
uh-huh.
At least that's what I would like to do.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, make that decision. Okay, so anyway, and it's the same bullshit when you're saying goodbye to the nuns. Goodbye, my good friends. Goodbye. Okay, we're alone now. Right, and okay. All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Let's see. As you probably know, Minapace means one who brings peace in our beautiful Italian language. I have always tried to live up to my name, to bring peace, but va bene, va bene. The nuns have finally gone. We are alone at last. But I drew the line when it came to the male chauvinists, and especially the fascists and the Nazis. I was invited here today to tell you to be obedient, to follow the Catholic.
Can we go back? You know, you have that line that says, but I drew the line. And I don't see, it just doesn't make any sense.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I mean, you know, you should talk to the writer and tell her she's got to cut that so that you go right to that next line after that. That would be what, Cam? It would be what? The nuns have gone. Go right from there.
The nuns have finally gone.
Yes, good.
We are alone at last.
Good. Now, you cut that next
I
section
was
out.
asked to, yeah, boy, would I love to cut that.
It has to be, but it doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, you have to tell her that it doesn't make any sense. You have to continue with the thought that you're coming. We're all alone. Da, 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 da. And there is a perfect line after those first two lines that don't make any sense. Read the two lines that don't make any sense. The next two.
No, the one line makes sense. I drew the line when it came to the male chauvinists and especially the fascists and the Nazis. And this, to me, this makes sense. I was asked to come here.
That's correct. That's the line you should pick up. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'll tell her, but she gives me a fight on everything.
Well, I know, but Cam, you just got to flat out say, I just can't make this leap. I just don't understand. I can't possibly understand why she's saying this. This is the moment. She's got them alone. She's got to get to that point. And that other point is just a total non sequitur. I mean, I understand it's important information, but she's got to put it in somewhere else. Sometimes as an actress, you just have to say, I just don't know. Tell me how to make this. Tell me what this thought process is that makes her come out with this line, because it makes no sense to me.
I know what the thought process is, but the thing is, she's the fucking playwright.
I know that.
She hears the thought process. She doesn't hear.
I know that.
She doesn't hear it like the audience hears it.
Good. Come on, everybody. Come on for a second. I want to talk to all of you about this.
It's like, when a playwright is directing you a lot of the time, if you say the lines and nobody can hear them but the playwright, they'll think that the audience is hearing their lines because they know their lines.
Well,
it drives me. Oh, okay.
Okay. So I just want to tell you this, and we've talked about this before, right? Cam, are you all right? Where are you?
Yes.
Okay, good. You have the power of the performance. Nobody can take that. And if you can't make that happen, if she won't do it at a certain point, you just do it. And what is she going to do? Say, no, you're not going to do it anymore? It's your art form, right? Believe me, this is a lot. I went through this same sort of thing with my, I think, remember I told you about my lead actor in 1, 2, 3 Manhunt, and damn it, he was right a lot of the time. And the actor's instinct, especially in developing new material, is really critical for a writer to do it. Otherwise, they're just stuck in their little tunnel, and unless somebody else is making sense out of it. But I understand your conundrum, but it just doesn't make any sense. Everything else makes sense. And if you go right to that line, then there's that sense of urgency, which is exactly what that next beat is about. And so I would just push as hard as you can for that.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you have to really stand up for yourself as an artist and just say, oh, okay, I don't understand why, you have to stand up for yourself. Okay, let's do it.
I was just curious, why is that line kind of stuck there in the middle?
I think the reason is that, one, she wants to get the male chauvinist thing in right away. It's information she wants in there. Two, it is a continuation of the speech before. It's a continuation of which
But her whole point is the speech before was bullshit. The speech before was just getting the nuns out of the room. Now the nuns are out of the room. Get me to the point.
Right.
Drive me to the point.
Right,
Yes.
right.
That's what you want to say. Okay. Cool. Anyway, good. All right, let's go to Anj and Mel. Wait, Anj. Oh, there she is.
I'm right here. I had to put my slippers on.
Oh, well, they're very attractive.
And you guys, I got the script from Mel, so
Great,
Thank you.
okay,
Great.
terrific,
All
okay,
All right. So
all
are you
right.
so are you guys gonna do the whole scene?
The both scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
All right, so,
Trying to
run.
hide self-view. How do I hide self-view? Anybody know?
Well, we have our technical expert Vasily
Need
here
that.
in from the Soviet Union to help
Oh,
us.
maybe here.
There we go.
Hide self-view. I found it.
Okay. Good. All right.
all right, so,
Now, let me just ask you before you start, is there anything that you guys are looking for? Anything? Tell me a little bit about, because there's been a little bit of a hiatus since we started doing this. And has anything else come up? Is there anything you want me to look for? Or we'll just see where it is and then go from there? What do you
see
want?
where it is, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would say. See where it is.
All right, I'm on that team too. All right, I'm clicking off.
Okay, so, all right. Ah, did you get Joe?
What happened? She was perfectly all right a few hours ago.
She probably still is. I told her she couldn't go to the boat races and she had a heart attack
Where is she?
in there. She's Mortar's with her.
Anything really wrong with her?
I doubt it. That kid is a problem. Today, the latest trick was kidding your aunt into getting out of sewing lessons with those faded flowers we threw out. And then she threatened to go to her grandmother about some tale about being mistreated.
Please God, Grandma would believe her and take her away.
which give a swell black eye to the school. But we ought to do something.
How about talking to Mrs. Tilford?
No, you want to do it? Oh, she's been so nice to us. Well, anyway, it wouldn't work. She's too crazy about Mary to see clearly her faults, and the kid knows it.
How about saying something to Joe? She'd listen to him.
That would be admitting we can't do the job ourselves.
Well, we can't, and we might as well admit it. We've done everything we can think of. That kid has had more attention than any other three girls put together, and we still haven't the faintest idea what goes on inside her head.
She's a strange girl.
Oh, that's putting it mildly.
You know, it's funny. We talk about the child as if she were a grown woman.
It's not so funny. There's something the matter with that kid. And that's been true ever since the first time she came here. She causes problems here. She's bad for the other girls. I don't know what it is, but it's just a feeling I have that it's wrong somewhere.
All right. We'll talk it over with Joe. Now, what about our other pet nuisance?
My aunt, the actress. What's she been up to now?
Nothing unusual. Last night she was telling the girls at dinner how she lost her trunks in Butte, Montana, and how she gave the best performance of Rosalind during a hurricane. And today, you could hear her in the kitchen telling about what Sir Henry had said to her.
Wait till she does Hedda Gabler standing on a chair. She said Sir Henry taught her to do it that way. He said it was a sign of great acting.
You must have had a gay childhood.
Oh, I did indeed. God, how I used to hate all that.
Couldn't we get rid of her soon, Martha? I hate to put it on you, but she really ought not be here.
I know.
We can scrape up enough money to send her away. Let's do it.
You've been very patient and I'm sorry. And I'll talk to her today, but it's going to be a couple of weeks before she's ready to leave. Is that okay?
Oh, of course. Did you get a hold of Joe himself on the phone?
He was already on his way over here. Isn't he always on his way over here?
Well, I'm going to marry him someday, you know.
Oh, you haven't talked of marriage for a long time.
I've talked of it with Joe.
Then you are thinking about it soon.
Perhaps when the term is over, we should be out of debt soon and the school should be paying for itself.
Then we won't be taking our vacation together.
Of course we will, the three of us.
I'd been looking forward to somewhere by the lake, just the two of us, like we used to at college.
Now there's three of us. That'll be fun too.
Why haven't you told me this before?
I'm not telling you anything we haven't spoken about often.
Yeah, but you're talking about it soon now.
Well, I'm glad to be able to. I've been in love with Joe a long time. Oh, it's a great day for the school. Rosalie has finally put an L in could.
You really are going to leave, aren't you?
I'm not gonna leave, and you know that. Why do you say things like that? We agreed a long time ago that my marriage wouldn't make any difference to the school.
But it will. You know it will. It can't help
Oh,
it.
nonsense. Joe won't let me give up.
I just don't understand you. It's been so damn hard building this place up, slaving and doing without to make ends meet. Think of having a winter coat again without holes in the lining. And now, when we're just getting back on our feet, you're all ready to let it all go to hell.
This is a silly argument, Martha. Let's quit it. You haven't listened to a word I've said. I'm not getting married tomorrow, and when I do, my marriage isn't going to interfere with my work. You're making something out of nothing.
It's going to be hard going on alone afterwards.
Do you expect me to give up my marriage?
Oh, no, of course I don't mean that, but
Oh,
it's
hello,
just...
darling.
Great. Okay.
Okay. To the next one.
It gets dark so early now. Cooking always makes me feel better. Well, I guess we better give the Duchess some dinner. When the hawks descend, you gotta feed them. Where's Joe? Where's Joe?
Gone.
Huh. A patient? Will he be back in time for dinner?
No.
Oh, well, we'll save dinner for him then. Karen, what's the matter?
He won't be back anymore.
You mean he won't be back anymore tonight?
He won't be back at all.
What happened? What happened, Karen?
He thought we had been lovers.
I don't believe you.
All right.
No, I don't believe it. He never said a word all these months, all through the trial. Didn't you tell him? For God's sake, didn't you tell him it wasn't true?
Yes.
He didn't believe you?
I guess he believed me.
Well, then what have you done?
What had to be done?
Oh, no. Oh, it's silly. He'll be back and you'll clear everything up. Oh, God, I wanted that for you so much.
No. I feel sick to my stomach.
What's happened to us? What's really happened to us?
I don't know. I want to be sleepy. I want to go to sleep.
Go back to Joe. He's strong. He'll understand.
Stop talking about it. Let's pack up and get out of here. Let's take the train in the morning.
The train to where?
I don't know, someplace, any place.
A job? Money?
In a big place, we could get something to do.
They've heard about us. We've been famous.
Small town, then.
They know more about us. They'd know more.
Isn't there any place we can go?
Nope. There'll never be any place we can go again. We're bad people. We'll sit. We'll be sitting here for the rest of our lives. You think this scene is strange? Get used to it. We're going to be here for a long time. Maybe we can pinch each other once in a while. We'll tell whether we're still living.
This isn't a new sin they tell us we've done. Other people aren't destroyed by it.
They're the people who believe in it, who've chosen it, who want it. We're not like that. We don't love each other. I don't love you. Well, we've been very close to each other, of course, but I've loved you like a friend, the way thousands of women love other women.
Yes.
Certainly doesn't mean anything. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly natural that I should be fond of you, that I should.
Why are you saying all this to me?
Because I love you.
Of course, I love you too.
I love you that way, the way they said that I loved you. I don't know. Listen to me.
What?
I have loved you the way they said.
Stop this crazy talk.
You're afraid of hearing it. I'm more afraid than you.
Stop.
Line.
Take your hands down.
Stop.
Take your hands down. You've got to know it. I have to tell you, I can't keep it any longer. I did love you. I do love you. I resented your marriage. Maybe because I wanted you. Maybe I've wanted you all along. Maybe I couldn't call it by a name. Maybe I've loved you ever since I first met you.
It's a lie. You're telling yourself a lie. We've never thought of each other that way.
Oh, no, maybe you haven't, but who's to say that I didn't? I've never felt that way about anybody but you. I've never loved a man. I never knew why before. Maybe it's that.
You are tired and sick.
No, it's funny. It's all mixed up. And there's something in you and you don't know it and you don't do anything about it. And then suddenly a child gets bored and lies and there you are. You're seeing it for the first time. I don't know. Line.
It all seems to come back to me.
It all seems to come back to me. It all seems to come back to me. In some way, I've ruined your life. I've ruined my own. I didn't even know. There's a big difference between us now. I feel all dirty and I can't stay with you anymore, darling.
It isn't true. You have never said this. We'll forget it by tomorrow.
Tomorrow. That's a funny word. Karen, we would have to have invented a new language as children do without words in it like tomorrow.
Go and lie down, Martha. You'll feel better.
Cool. All right. Welcome back.
Oh. Ooh.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, so yeah, it takes a lot out of you, doesn't it, that scene? You know, it's a lot of it, and I got some interesting notes on it. Is, you know, it's repression, meaning that you've both held on. I mean, certainly your character, Mel, has held on to it for her whole life. You know, I mean, wow. I mean, that's a lot. So I just want to sort of go over the beats, right, and how this can happen. I just want to review it, a couple of things. On the very launch, Mel, I feel that you needed a stronger view on point of view on what happened.
Okay.
You know, right? I mean, I think that launches the scene, and she's dying to know, right? I mean, isn't she dying to know what happened? Because she's looking for fuel to get that kid out of there too, right? So that's great, right? And then obviously, Anj, your character's agenda is to try to get that kid out, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then Mel, something's the matter. And I think the point of view that I'm looking for that I think might fit what happens a little later in that scene is when you say that you're scared of the kid. So that when you're asking what happened, part of that fear has to be in that what happened. You know, that fear of that kid. I mean, as a teacher, you know, I had a couple of bad experiences with kids after teaching for 45 years. And you begin to recognize when there's going to be a problem before there is a problem. And you get scared because you don't know how it's going to manifest itself. And I think if you launch what you're doing with that fear tied to it, to that what happened, then I think it's going to be a little more impacting for you because it's right. And then both of you agree, you know, so that it's like, all right, so that we both agreed we're getting the kid out of here right now. You're both completely on the same page. So that takes you right into sort of a great beat where you're making yourselves feel better about yourselves by putting somebody else down, not trying to get them out, but putting their behavior down, how that does. So that sort of reinforces and builds both of your egos back up right there, right? After that rough start. The laughter, Anj, you see, you guys are laughing at one point. I had laughter equals an opportunity for you to act. Does that make sense to you? In other words, when you get somebody else to laugh with you, then it creates an opportunity to be more influential with them.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is use that laughter as influence, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Say a bit more about that, Bill, because I'm not
Well, I'm
understanding.
talking about her character. In other words, that you start making fun of that other person, right? And then you start laughing about it, and then you discuss something that you both have to decide, right? I mean, what is that? What happens right after the laughter?
I say, Mel's character says, she'd stand up on the chair, because Sir Henry taught her to be that way because it means she's a great actress.
Take it right from there. Take it right from there. Go
And
ahead.
that's where we laugh.
That's where you laugh, right? And I want to.
And then it's, did you get Joe? Isn't it? Did you get Joe on the phone?
That's
Isn't
the
that-
beginning. No, that's at the beginning.
What? Just read it from. Just go from after that. After making fun of her, after the last beat of making fun of that woman. That
Wait,
she'd
wait,
stand, like you said. I think she'd stand up on a chair or whatever.
right. Wait till she does Hedda Gabler standing on a chair. Sir Henry taught her to do it that way. He said it was a sign of great acting.
Couldn't we get rid of her, Martha? I hate
Good.
to
Yeah.
make-
Yes. See, that's what I mean. It's an opportunity to act. That laughter is
Yeah.
that thing. Like we are so totally on this same page, and then you get what you want.
the
because
singer. Yeah,
does that make sense, Mel?
Okay, yes.
Right. Yeah. I mean, in any sort of persuasion, if you can get the other person to laugh with you, you get an upper hand in the persuasion.
yeah.
Yeah. Great. Okay, cool. So then the marriage thing comes up, right, Mel? Right?
Mhm.
And for your character, that's like a total surprise, right?
Mhm.
Right? And so the character's really improvising, right? She doesn't know. I mean, that comes from sort of out of nowhere quickly, right? And
Mhm.
so the curiosity of your improvisation, and you draw the line with you're going to leave. You're going to leave, right? Don't understand you. Yeah. You say, I don't understand you. You even say, I don't understand you, which has to do with the long history of your repression as well, right? It's like, God, this is just so fucking confusing. And don't make it dramatic, make it confusing, right? It's like, because I just want to get at it. It's not drama. I want to get right at it. And I'm confused by this behavior.
Okay, yes.
Okay, makes
Mhm.
sense? Okay,
Yes.
cool. Great, you guys. And this is just sort of getting you back to where you guys were before. And then Anj, as we start the next scene, now,
Mhm.
isn't your first line gone? What's the very first line of the scene?
Yeah.
It gets
Yeah,
dark
go
so early. That's
Yes,
me.
right, and that's sort of a metaphor, right? Right, yeah. And then Anj, what's your line?
Gone.
And
And she says, a patient, will he be back in time for dinner? No.
so, what is the bigger concept of that word gone? Again, every time that you guys run up against a one-word line, like a what or a gone or whatever it is, you've always got to think about the expansion of how deep what that line is. And I think that gone there's a much bigger concept to that gone. It's like gone forever. Gone, yeah, right. I mean, there's just needs, because you're the only one who knows that, but you gotta launch the scene with
Okay.
the depth of that point of view, just like Mel needs to launch the previous scene with the depths of the point of view of that fear when she goes, well, what happened? Because she has the fear of that child. It's you always want to launch the scene with something really strong that way.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I thought we had been lovers. You have that line, Anj. What is it? Thought we had been
Yeah.
lovers.
Yeah. What,
Yeah. Wow. What's your point of view of that line? So what's the line right before thought we had been lovers?
what happened? What happened, Karen?
Yeah.
He thought we had been lovers. Like, it's like, I can't fucking believe that he would really believe that.
Right. Good. And that's exactly right. I love that. Now, just don't put all that history into it, but don't make it an overly dramatic line. In other words, but the drama is underneath it.
Right.
Don't reveal the drama on the line. Suppress the drama on the line.
I was trying to do that. I guess it just didn't.
Okay.
It,
Cool.
it flattened or something.
Right. Good. So, and then there's a whole new beat that who starts, and I think is it you, Anj, who says what's happened to us?
No,
Uh,
it's me. It's
Mar-
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Martha says it.
So what the author is doing is giving you a clue to how to launch that whole top of that scene. Is you guys got to talk to each other like you've never talked to each other before, right? And I think what that means is that you've got to be more selfish. Both of your characters need to be more selfish in that opening.
Okay.
That will get to what's happened to us. Because one of the things that I feel about your previous scene is there's a great generosity between the two of the characters, right? They understand, they're empathetic, but there should be none of that. This should be foreign conversation for you two, so that it makes perfect sense when you get to that beat change on what's happened to us.
Right.
Right? Makes sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And then Mel, what you launch into is your cynical view of being a lesbian your whole life. Well, get used to it. Yeah, I mean, like you don't have to make that dramatic. You just have to make that factual based on the factual history of your life. And again, as you can see, as I often work with Rob, is what I'm trying to do is to work against the drama, because the drama is in the script. The drama is there. And when you make it dramatic, it's okay. It works okay. But I want to add another level to it. And that other level is get used to it, baby, because I've been living with it all my life.
Beautiful.
Right. And then because it's fucking dirty and everybody thinks it's dirty. And, that's, and that's all. And that lies you right into, because right up for that incredible moment, because I love you. And because I love you has got to sound deceitful and dirty too. You're ashamed of the fact that you love her because of what that's going to do to her. That's great. Cool. Anj.
Yes.
So then Anj, right? Now she goes into some denial, right? The hands over the ears when you go stop is denial. Well, there's another denial. Deny.
Yeah, I won't listen to you.
Yeah, it isn't the time. It isn't the time. That's another denial, right? So what you're doing is deny to try to make that happen. Mel, here's another thing. And I remember we talked about this. It's so funny. This came up in Shadowbox, and here it is again, is just confess. Don't make it dramatic. Just confess. Just confess the truth. And then you make a discovery through just confessing it. Right? There is a discovery in that. And if you make it dramatic, that it doesn't allow that discovery to be as organic as you just confessing. All right, this is the truth. This is what, and oftentimes when we finally tell the truth, we do make discoveries.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my notes about the little tweaks that you guys need to make, and then you'll have this thing next time.
It's really helpful. Really helpful.
It's great. It'll be especially, one of the things that most interested me was that scene that happens before what's happened to us. That's what I really want you to explore, and talking to each other in a way you've never talked to each other before. That we haven't witnessed that either. It's great. It's so good to have you back again, Mel.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Yeah. Come on back, everybody.
Thank you.
So anybody have any comments about this? I'll take that as a no. No? Anybody want to say anything about their scene, where it's going, what we talked about? Anything?
Well, I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah, it's coming along. It really, well, I mean, it was there before, but what we're trying to do in these two scenes is just make it this God, that marriage surprise in the first scene, you know, I mean, oh my God, where does that come from for your character, Mel? And you've just really got to improvise your way through that. It's going really well, ladies.
And
it's
what's, I
wonderful.
think what's interesting, you know, in a way, what you're saying is just don't be quite so big.
Yeah,
So it's a lot easier, I think, to cut out the drama and just say it, that
Yes.
rather than, you know, trying to build something up. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty positive that, oh, yeah, I get it. I get
you
it.
get it. Yeah, good. I know you do too. And actually, you know, it's sort of coming back to your issue, right?
Yeah.
Is because one of your strengths is histrionics and drama. So you don't have to work toward your strength, you know, work
Yeah.
against it. And then
Yeah.
it always will shine more because
Right.
you're
Yeah.
working against it. Can't
See,
get
what
rid of
I
it.
think is nice is that in the beginning, I remember you saying, Bill, that these characters are younger. I think they're ageless because
Listen,
I don't have any problem believing either of these ladies in those roles.
I agree. I think we even talked about it last time that we did it, was that I would be very interested in trying to cast the play and run it this way, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Yeah,
it would
I
be
believe
powerful.
the relationship.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
if you believe the relationship between the two people, the age doesn't matter.
yeah. Well, and
Exactly.
it just makes it more tragic for Mel's character, who's had to hold on to it for a much longer life than that other girl has had to hold on to it, than a young woman would have had to hold on to it. It just makes it, and it makes the, you know, that sense of bitterness, you know, Mel, when, you know, when you're going, oh yeah, well, you just wait and see, you know, you'll see what's happening. You know, I mean, that's where that long history of having to hold it is really going to be a big payoff. John, you were going to say something? I saw a little.
Yeah, just that it's my sense is that getting toward the end of that is, you know, becomes very intimate. I think
Yeah.
because it's as you're saying, it's a confession. It's a real deep expression of love, and that's I think important for that scene. Yeah,
Yeah, and in confessing, it's just stripping all the bullshit away. There is no bullshit. This is just what it is. You know, that's why I love confession, because to me, everybody has at a certain point carried a lie with them and gone, all right, okay, I didn't do it. All right, I did it for this, right? And it's so dramatic when it happens, but it's usually not done like, okay, I didn't do it. You know, it's like, you know, it's usually just like, you just give it up, you know, just, okay, I didn't do it. All right, I didn't mean to do it, but this is the, you know, and it's just a pure confession. I think that's really dramatic without being dramatic. If that makes any sense to you. Anyway, yeah. All right, good. When we're all stripped down to the truth, then we find out who we really are.
Well, I
Okay.
want to add that I felt the same way working with Ange this week about, you know, dropping the drama, like what you said, Mel, that it felt easier. It does feel easier. You drop the drama. You just let it be natural and not add anything. Drama is adding something onto that's unnecessary. It's
Yeah.
not necessary.
Well, and again, when the scene's very dramatic, you know, then it's hard to, you're not going to help it by being more dramatic. You're just going to make it redundantly dramatic, which is
It's
not
kind of
interesting.
a trust. You have to have a trust in yourself that you're good enough that it's going to show through.
I think you're absolutely right. And I also think there's another place you have to put the trust, and that's in the script.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, exactly. I mean, again, that's the argument that I had a lot with my 1, 2, 3 manhunt guy is, you know, trust this author's words. Don't try to make it something else. Don't make it something else for your sake. Trust his words. His words are right. So that's key. Okay, cool. But let's do Cindy and Basia. All right. And just to give Ange a break, you know, before we come back and work with Rob.
Well, I
Right?
don't need a break.
Oh, come on, kiddo. It's great.
Cindy and Vasya. It sounds like a play. Title of a play.
Masha and Spike are the other half.
Yeah,
Right.
there you- yeah. It's another.
Yeah, what is it? Vanya? Something in Vanya and Masha and
Sonia,
Spike.
Vanya, Masha, and Spike.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Which one are we doing first?
Let's do DMV. lady.
Okay. Is this Windows 7?
Yes.
I'm afraid something rather complicated has happened with my driver's license.
Sorry to hear that. What happened?
Well, you see, I moved here from another state and I let my license lapse and
Yes.
Hey, Cindy, let's do me a favor. Let's start it again, and I want you to go off camera and come on and sit down and ask if this is Windows 7.
okay.
And what I want you to imagine while you're off before you come in and sit down is that you've been to 6 other windows already. All right. This is all right. Okay. This is the last window you intend to go to.
Yes.
So this is where you are told that the answer is going to be right here. Okay. So that your point of view is you think you're finally going to solve it, which is completely the opposite of what's going to happen. So that you launch the scene from the point of view that you don't expect. So you have to walk in having been at 6 other windows, and the last window said, I guarantee you when you get to this next guy, Windows 7 is going to be taken care of.
Okay, because see, I was looking at I've been to 600 windows. I'm exhausted as hell.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is if you come into this scene with hope, then you've got something to lose. And if you come in with disdain, you end with disdain. So you've gone nowhere.
Okay.
Right. And this is sort of something that I learned from Austin Pendleton a lot is I used to call him up and I'd offer him shows and plays that I was developing, and he would read it and he'd go, no, I'm really not interested in it. And the one consistent reason that he wasn't interested in a role was because it didn't go anywhere. The character just stayed the same the whole piece. And it's the change in behavior that he's interested in. And so if you launch this having been at 6 windows and told that this is finally going to be your answer, then you got a way to go.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
So you want me off first?
Yeah, sure. Just to play, like we're doing a play or something.
All right. Is this Windows 7?
Yes.
I'm afraid something rather complicated has happened with my driver's license.
I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
Well, you see, I moved here from out of state and I let my license lapse and...
Yes.
Should I wait till you finish?
I don't think so. It's a long book.
But are you listening to my problem?
I can listen and read at the same time.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, anyway, I took the driving test again and I passed it and I got this temporary license, which is now expired. And I never got my permanent one. And when I called, they told me that they had lost me on the computer. They had no record of me taking the test, so they couldn't send me a license, even though I took and passed the test. Your turn to say something.
Wait a minute. I wanted to finish the paragraph. Now, what seems to be the problem in one sentence?
I haven't received my driver's license.
Well, let me see if you're on the computer.
Not on there.
What is your name?
I'm not on it.
How does it spell?
I'm not on the computer. I went to Windows 3 and they told me there was no record of me on the computer.
Well, I'm not Windows 3. I'm Windows 7 and I need to know your name.
Janice Agnes.
Is that A is an odd work, G is an Gesundheit, and is an nincompoop, E is an excruciating, S in is Elsa water, pause, J is in is Jupiter, A is an Agnes, N is in Nancy, I is in ignoramus, and S is in a slow lingering death.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're not in the computer.
I told you I wasn't.
Fine, I will give you an award at the end of the day. How else may I help you?
I would like to get my permanent license.
I'm sorry, there is no record of you on the computer.
But yes, but I have this temporary license.
This temporary license has expired.
Yes, I know it's expired.
It's no longer a valid license.
I know that. That's why I want to get my permanent one. I hadn't realized that it hadn't arrived before this expired. And
I presumed.
I presumed everything was all right.
What a funny thing to do. If you do not have a valid driver's license, how did you get here to a division of motor vehicles?
I took a bus.
Can you prove that to me?
What?
I trust you did not drive the car yourself, did you, Mrs. Janice Agnes?
No, I know my license was invalid.
Oh, well, that's correct. You have an invalid license. Good morning.
You're not helping me.
How may I help you?
Oh, I want my driver's license.
You must take the driving test.
But I took the driving test.
Oh, I have no record of that.
Oh, but I know you have no record. Some schmuck lost it on the computer.
No, you do not speak Yiddish to me. If you wish to make an appointment to take the driving test, go to window 4.
I don't want to take the test again.
Well, when did you take the test before?
It's the same date that's on the temporary license.
February 3rd, 1894. The division of motor vehicles did not exist in 1894.
Oh, let me see that. Oh, all right, it's a typo. It's clearly meant to be 1994.
I am willing to agree with you on that. It's more likely a typo. But you see, I don't stick to the rules on everything. I'm human. What is your name again?
Janice Agnes.
Is that A is a network, G is in a Gesundheit.
Janice Agnes.
Let me see if you're on the computer.
You don't. I already. Don't you remember?
Why are you shouting at me? When I'm shouting at I don't feel like cooperating.
You haven't been cooperating.
I have been cooperating. If I had not been cooperating, you would have been shouting at me much earlier than this.
I want my license.
Well, you can't have it. You're not on the computer.
That's not my fault.
Well, it's not my fault. We're both blameless. Isn't a nice feeling?
You're not helping me.
Oh, well, I'm doing everything in my power.
But don't you have more power than you're using? I mean, couldn't you perhaps type my name into the computer and then send me my license?
No, only the secretary of the driving test site can do that.
But when she forgets to do that at the time of the test, can't someone else do it then?
If the secretary at the driving test site is willing to write a note admitting that she had forgotten to type in your name, then I can enter your name into the computer, and then we will fire her. Do you want her to lose her job?
No. I want you to lose your job.
Well, I don't see how you can expect me to help you if you're going to be hostile.
Isn't there anything you can do to help solve this problem?
If you could relieve the initial driving test when it was finished, you could ask towards the secretary type in your name and your test result into the computer.
Your suggestion is that I relive the initial driving test.
It is a hypothetical suggestion, I admit, but it is the limit of what I can think of to assist you.
Can I see your supervisor, please?
My supervisor is shredding documents in the other room and cannot be disturbed.
Look into my eyes. I want you to tell me what to do to solve this problem, and I want you to tell me right now.
Move out of New York.
It's a good suggestion. Thank you.
Oh, eyes, nice.
Good, guys. Good. You guys have been playing with this scene a long time, and I think you've really got a good feel for it all the way through. Both of you do. Vasily, I still wish that you would beat her up a little bit more on your suspicious beat. Like, how did you get here on that bus? Did you drive a bus? I wish you'd beat her up a little bit. She's been, and it's sort of his payback for the way he's feeling that he's been treated, right? It's like putting her on the spot instead of you being on the spot. I just wish you'd really, embrace that just a little bit more.
I'm trying.
Well, I know. No, I'm just saying. I thought it was good, but I'm just saying. And then the same thing with the Yiddish beat, which is what's the line that cues your
Kindly do not speak Yiddish to me.
yeah.
I say to some schmuck lost me on the computer.
Right. Kindly do not speak Yiddish to me. You know what I mean? Just like that's where you fucking draw the line, right?
Right.
You just cannot stand it. You know what I mean? It's an absurdity, but it can be certainly a very strong point of view from that character.
I forgot about that's the concept. It's absurdity. The whole thing is absurdity.
Yes. So you can take that risk a little bit more. Absolutely. Cindy, I want to work just for a second. I want to work the creative beat with you. In that very last beat, I want you to almost give me the illusion that you're writing it as you're creating it. How does the creative beat begin?
I'm not sure which line you're talking about.
It's toward the end of the piece. It's a whole beat where you say, "Don't you really have the power to do?"
Yeah. It's don't you have more power than you're using?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
don't you have more power than you're? I'm writing this as I go along, right? And then
Okay.
what does he say?
Well, I say, don't you have more power than you're using? Couldn't you perhaps
Perhaps, and you're right.
into-
Can you perhaps,
type my name into the computer and then send me my driver's license?
Yeah, couldn't you do that? Yeah. So that you're now keep creating. Then what does he say?
No, only the secretary of the test site can do that.
All right.
But when she forgets to
Good.
do
Right,
that,
right. So now you're still holding on to that creative energy, and he gives you a negative. Well, yeah. Okay, now let me write this, and then you say, "Go."
and when she forgets to do that at the time of the test, can't someone else do it then?
Can't someone else do it? It's like coming up with the idea, and it's the composition of the idea that's interesting. Watching you write it is interesting. Take it again from the beginning.
It sounds like it's like bribery, but it's not direct bribery, as if like giving a hint or seductive hint. There is a combination.
Yeah.
Your client, it's some sort of a flirting at the same time.
Yeah. And she's creating that off of the top of her head because she just has no other tactics left.
So it's like, follow me on this sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, Cindy, when you do look into my eyes, it's the extreme close-up that takes care of the acting part. What's the line when you say look into my eyes? What? You say what?
I want you to tell me what to do to solve this
I
problem.
want you
and I
to
want
tell
you to
me
tell
what
me
to
right
do
now.
to solve this. In other words, when you're doing that extreme close-up, you really cannot dramatically, you've got to take
Oh.
all the drama and make me come inside of those eyes and get it. You can't push it out of those eyes. Once you get those eyes up, that is the dramatic moment, right? That is.
Okay.
Okay, listen to me. Look into my eyes. Okay. Just right. And the more right, the more quiet I am, the scarier it is, right? Because you've taken care of the scary with the extreme close-up. You don't need to act beyond that. All you need to do is talk.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I completely missed that one. All right.
Well, that's okay, you know. Yeah, and all of you, you know, that I mean, that's true of any extreme close-up in a film. That's your opportunity to suck that camera inside of yourself. Okay, cool. All right, let's see. You're gonna have you done it? You haven't read the play Red Herring yet, which will really help you understand all of this. But have you worked on the other scene a little bit with spy versus spy here?
Yeah, we did a little before
Okay.
he went out of town.
No, being honest, we didn't because I came just recently and I didn't have any chance.
Okay. Well, then let's not do it tonight. All right.
Okay.
Let's
I
wait
mean,
till you.
I'd rather do one more time DMV Tyrant if we have time.
Yes, we do. Yep. If you want to do another run of DMV Tyrant, that's great.
Okay.
All right. That's great.
Yeah, because we did run Red Herring, but we ran it before you went away.
Yes.
Yeah, but I want you to
We were going to
understand
do it
that-
today, and we ended up spending the whole time on DMV Tyrants.
I got you. So then next week, let's just focus on Red Herring after you've read the play. And Cindy, you understand that you're the really smart spy here, and you know what you're doing. And Andre is just the sort of defenseless dupe. So all right, here we go.
Brightest bulb in the
Yeah, not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree. Okay.
I
Not
All right.
that you.
really had to apply that character, personally to me because I'm not that way.
No, of course not. No, never. I've never seen you be like that. I mean, what could we possibly be thinking? Okay.
Exactly.
All right, here we go.
Okay, I got to get off camera.
Yes.
Okay, and Cindy, one of the things I meant to tell you that both of you are doing very well now in this scene is both of you are holding on to your energy from the previous beat. You're not reinventing any line. Remember, holding that energy from the previous beat is what leads you to the truth on the next one. You're both doing that so well. I just wanted to tell you so that you keep doing it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Is this Windows 7?
Yes.
I'm afraid something rather complicated has happened with my driver's license.
I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
Well, you see, I moved here from another state and I let my driver's license lapse. And
Yes.
should I wait till you finish?
I don't think so. It's a long book.
But are you listening to my problem?
I can listen and read at the same time. Go on.
Oh, well. Yeah. Well, you see, I lost my page. Sorry.
Son of a bitch. It's too bad because you had a really good point of view going into it. It was great.
Yeah, this is like completely shot to. Oh, I see what I did. I reversed one page and not the next one. Okay. Where do you want to pick up?
I'd like to pick it up from the beginning again because you can't really pick
Yeah.
up without going back to the beginning because you've got that great positive attitude coming into it that you're trying to hold on to. All right, here we go.
Okay. All right. I'll get off the. All right. Is this Windows 7?
Yes.
I'm afraid something rather complicated has happened with my driver's license.
I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
Well, you see, I moved here from another state and I let my driver's license lapse. And
Yes.
should I wait till you finish?
I don't think so. It's a long book.
But are you listening to my problem?
I can listen and read at the same time. Go on.
Well, all right. Well, anyway. I took the driving test again and I got this temporary license, which is now expired, and I never got my permanent one. And when I called, they told me they lost me on the computer and they couldn't send me a license, even though I did take and pass the test. Your turn to say something.
Wait a minute. I had to finish the paragraph. Now, what seems to be the problem in one sentence?
I haven't received my driver's license.
Okay, let me see if you're on the computer.
I'm not on the computer.
What is your name?
I'm not there.
How do you spell it?
I'm not on the computer. I went to window 3. They told me there was no record of me on the computer.
I'm not the Windows 3. I'm Windows 7, and I need to know your name.
Janice Agnes.
Okay, is that A is an aardvark, G is an Gesundheit, N is an nincompoop, E is an excruciating, S is an seltzer water, pause, J is an Jupiter, A is an Agnes, N is an Nancy, I is an ignoramus, and S is a slow, lingering death.
Yes.
Well, you're not on the computer.
I told you I wasn't.
Fine, I will give you an award at the end of the day. How else may I help you?
I would like to get my permanent license.
There's no record of you on the computer.
Yes, but I have this temporary license.
This temporary license has expired.
Yes, I know it's expired.
It's no longer a valid license.
I know that. That's why I want my permanent license. I hadn't realized it hadn't come in the mail before this one expired, and I presumed everything was okay.
What a funny thing to do. If you do not have a valid driver's license, how did you get here to the Division of Motor Vehicles?
I took a bus.
Can you prove that to me?
What?
I trust you. You did not drive the car yourself, did you, Mrs. Janice Agnes?
No, I realize my license isn't valid.
That is correct. You have an invalid license. Good morning.
Helping me.
How may I help you?
I want my driver's license.
You must take the driving test.
But I took the driving test.
I have no record of that.
I know you have no record. Some schmuck lost me on the computer and...
Kindly do not speak Yiddish to me. If you wish to make an appointment to take the driving test, go to window 4.
But I don't want to take the test again.
Well, when did you take the test before?
It's the same date that's on the temporary license.
February 3, November 1984? The Division of Motor Vehicles did not exist in 1894.
Well, let me see that. Oh, it's a typo. Oh, it's clearly meant to be 1994.
I'm willing to agree with you that is more like a typo. You see, I don't stick to the rules on everything. I'm human. What is your name again?
Janice Agnes.
Is that A is an aardvark, G is I.
Janice Agnes.
Let me see if we have a record of you on the computer.
You didn't. I told you. Don't you remember?
Why are you shouting at me? When I'm not, when I'm out shouted, I don't feel like cooperating.
But you haven't been cooperating.
I've been cooperating, and I've had not been cooperating. You have been, you have been shouting at me much earlier than this.
I want my license.
Well, you can't have it. You're not on the computer.
But that's not my fault.
It is not my fault either. We're both blameless. Isn't it a nice feeling?
You're not helping me.
I'm doing everything in my power.
But don't you have more power than you're using? Like, can't you perhaps type me into the computer and send me my license?
No. Only the secretary of the driving test site can do that.
When she forgets to do that at the time of the test, can't someone else do it then?
If the secretary at the driving test site is willing to write a note admitting that she had forgotten to type in your name, then I can enter your name into the computer, and then we will fire her. Do you want her to lose her job?
No. I want you to lose your job.
Well, I don't see how you can expect me to help you if you're going to be hostile.
Isn't there anything you can think of to solve this problem?
If you could relieve the initial driving test when it was finished, you could ask to watch the secretary type in your name and your test result into the computer.
Your suggestion is that I relive the initial driving test.
It is a hypothetical suggestion, I admit, but it is the limit of what I can think of to assist you.
May I see your supervisor, please?
My supervisor is shredding documents in the other room. He cannot be disturbed.
Look into my eyes. I want you to tell me what to do to solve this problem, and I want you to tell me right now.
Move out of New York.
That's a good suggestion. Thank you.
Ohio is nice.
Did you just add that? Ohio's nice.
No, that's the last line.
Oh, is it? I don't ever remember hearing that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's great. Much better. Much better. Did you see how that turn changed everything for you, Vasily? In that, really, it just changed everything and really gave it a nice new dynamic in that section. I loved it. And your creative beat works great, Cindy. Absolutely great.
And you're right about the positive thing, because it does give me more places to go.
It does. And, you know, as you wait for something and you're watching him, you go, you know, comedy, again, before I heard of George Burns' definition, I thought mine was the best. Mine was always positive energy through negative circumstance.
Ah,
That's always comic.
True, actually.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it is true. I mean, when you think of the great comics, Buster Keaton, any of those people, Bugs Bunny for that matter, you know, I mean, Wile E. Coyote. Wile E. Coyote, you know, positive energy through negative circumstance. He just keeps on trying. And the more he keeps on trying, the funnier it gets, you know, so it's positive energy and he keeps getting whacked down, but no, he's going to get up and try it again. That's what makes it really work. That's a nice job, you guys. Really nice job. You've really mined everything you can out of that scene.
You know, Bill, sometimes I think it seems like, you know, I haven't done that very much, but it seems like, you know, you never notice your work for some
No,
reason.
you sort of absorb your work, right? I mean, you don't have to notice it. You have to sort of absorb it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. I mean, that's why I try not to judge, but sometimes, when you repeat over and over again, and it seems like, maybe there are changes little by little, but if there are little changes and they're positive changes, for some reason, you fucking don't notice that. And that's, sometimes I don't value myself that very much.
Well, isn't that the point of what I'm trying to teach you, though, Vasily? I'm trying to teach you
I
to get
know.
lost in it so far that you don't notice it. That we're the ones that might notice it, but if you're noticing it, then what that tells me is that you're monitoring your own decisions, and I don't want you to do that.
Maybe that's what happens because I don't monitor myself anymore.
Yeah, well, that's the good thing. That's what we want. That's what you want to all work for,
I used to
And
do that a lot more,
yeah,
but not so much here.
yeah. Well, it's changed. I mean, that's part of the good changing that you're making. But holding on to your energy is working really well for both of you in that scene. Works great.
So what was the George Burns thing?
Anybody else want to comment on that before we move on to the last scene tonight?
I saw a huge change, and because I haven't been here, and I don't know if you've been working on it in the last 2 weeks,
They have.
but a huge change, and I'm laughing. I'm on mute, but so you can't hear my laughing. But
There you go.
it's really laughing.
Yeah, feel free. I mean, you guys know that I don't mute myself because if something's funny, I'd love you to get that feedback.
I don't usually mute.
Yeah.
Sometimes I know from my own personal experience, and I feel like when somebody's laughing, it feels that it feeds me with some particular quality.
Of course, yeah, it is. It's great fuel. Yeah, and the other great thing about when somebody's laughing is that they're so involved in the pleasure of the laughter that you can hold for a second and allow them to enjoy that, and then while you're holding, you're taking in that enjoyment, and then you feed it back to them, and it becomes a really nice exchange.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm just saying holding on to the energy you have and whatever's created by the audience is what honestly has to lead you to the next line, because it's honestly what's happening to you right there in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right, let's go to Rob and Anj, okay?
Do we want to do the quick scene with Cindy?
I want to do you and Anj first for sure, okay?
All right, let me get it up on the screen. Hold on.
Okay, good.
No, I start out in blackout, remember?
Okay, just I got to get it up on the screen.
Okay, let us know when you're ready.
Okay.
Sorry,
That's all right.
I was writing your note down.
Well, that's encouraging. All right, anytime you guys are ready.
Exactly. No one. Surrendered to the oppressors, and you are no one. Sure, sleep, like any bum in the park.
Excuse me.
Napper.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt you when you're driving somebody crazy.
A napper and a growler. Why did I waste my time?
God, what happened to you? Are you
Everything.
all right?
Everything's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Itches this time?
Yeah, scratch.
Your hip?
A sprain.
Dad, what happened? Why didn't you call me? Another fight, right? You got into another fight, didn't you?
What fights? I don't fight.
Oh, how about 4 weeks ago? How about attacking that poor butcher at Gristides? What was that?
I didn't attack the butcher. I attacked the meat. That was because of the prices.
Said you shoved all the meat off his display counter with your cane.
It was a demonstration. There were 30 people in the store. I was trying to rally them. The meat shoving was an illustration.
The meat hit the butcher and you threw out your hip. And also, the chances of starting a commune on 72nd and Broadway are very slim. That happened this time, Dad.
Young boy, confused, disadvantaged, victim of society.
A mugger. You fought with a mugger. Of course. Of course, it was the next step. My God.
We were talking. We reached an impasse.
That's it. No more. I can't let this happen anymore. I let it go. I've been irresponsible. You have to be watched. I'm not letting you out of my sack, Dad.
Stop this. You're frightening me.
Oh, I'm frightening you? I live in terror. The phone will ring, the police, the hospital. My God. It was quiet for a month, but should have known. This guy Danforth calls me this morning, and I know you're on the loose.
Oh, good. He called.
Oh, he called all right. Tell Hertzfeld that the Carter member matter settled. I reached the committee. Reisman said to call it. Jesus. Hertzfeld again? Hertzfeld on the march again? I take it you're Reisman.
That was yesterday.
And tomorrow, who? And tomorrow what? I came to tell you it's the last time. No more calls.
You covered, didn't you?
Yes. Once again. Christ, in 1 year, I've been the headquarters for the 8th Congressional District, CBS News, the Institute for Freudian Studies, and the United Consumers Protection Agency.
Ah, yes. UCPA.
UCPA. UCPA. Look, Dad.
What happened to you? My daughter has forgotten what a principal is.
Good principle. There's no principle here. It's fraud. Personal daily fraud, a one-man reign of terror, and I'm the one who gets terrorized, never knowing who the hell I'm supposed to be every time some poor sucker calls my office. A principal? You mean when that panic-stricken manager of the Fine Arts Theater called thinking there was going to be a congressional investigation because he showed German movies? I still don't understand how you convinced him you were a congressman.
What, you never saw an elder statesman before?
But there's no such thing as a floating congressional district.
It's because he didn't know that he deserved it. And showing movies by next-Nazis. These people that think that nobody notices.
I gotta stop. Because we're not getting it. I just want to go back to the beginning. What's the very, you know what, I want to start the scene with what happened to you. You know, all that other stuff, we can assume that it's happened and we know that you've just tried to save a mugger and all that other stuff. So just give me the first 3 lines, both of you. You start, whoever starts with what happened to you.
Where is that?
That's in the,
Oh, I got it. Dad, what happened?
Yeah.
what happened? Are you all right?
I'm sorry. I'm lost. I'm sorry.
It's like
oh,
6
I got it. I'm sorry. I was on another line that's similar.
That's okay.
Okay, here we go. Give him the question again.
What happened? Are you all right?
Everything's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Stitches this time?
A scratch.
Your hip?
A sprain. A sprain.
Yeah,
Good.
what
All right,
happened?
good. All right, so I want to go back. And she asks you 3 questions, right? Basically, these are 3 questions. What's happened to you? And then you say something. And then what's the next question, Anj?
Stitches this time?
Yeah, okay. And then what's the next question?
Your hip?
Is there another question after your hip?
Dad, what happened? Why didn't you call me?
Okay, so there's 3 direct questions. Okay, so I want you to forget the script, Rob, and I just want you to I want you to just answer yes, but I want you to, instead of say yes, I want you to go da. Da.
Go what?
Da. Which
Da?
is yeah, yes in Russian. Da.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Okay. But I want you, and I don't want it to be negotiable. I want it to be, what's the first question, Anj?
What happened? Are you all right?
And yeah, da. Yeah. Don't worry about, don't worry about me. In other words, I don't want you to be negotiable. You, Rob, are negotiable. I love you because you are a wonderfully negotiable person. This character is not negotiable. Are you all, basically what you're saying is none of your business. Are you all right? Duh. Yeah, I'm fine. Just leave me alone. I'm fine. Just leave me alone. So I just want you to answer that just really, okay, just with a da, each one. Ask him the 3 questions, Anj.
What happened? Are you all right?
Da,
Stitches this time?
da,
Your hip?
da.
Dad,
Good.
what happened?
Now I want da to mean, this time through, I want it to mean absolutely. So that it's not da, it's da. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But I want you to express absolutely with the word da. And here we go. Ask him the 3 questions again.
What happened? Are you all right?
Da,
Stitches this time?
da,
Is your hip?
da.
Dad, what happened? Why didn't you call me? Another fight? Right? You got into another fight, didn't you?
Da.
Da. Yeah, of course. Yes. Da. Yeah. He's also perceives himself a bigger man. You know, in other words, that you got to think of it as a sort of a boneheaded, stone-minded, adamant Russian. You know, no way. Yeah, I'm fine. Leave. Used to be my daughter. I'm fine. Right? You just leave. Not I'm fine. You know, it is never explaining yourself. Always being 100% right. Ask him the 3 questions again. And go.
What happened? Are you all right?
Da,
Stitches this time?
da,
Your hip?
da.
What happened?
Now you're changing. Now that first da, that was fucking great. That was just fucking great, Rob. Answer every question with the same adamancy and absoluteness. And go.
God, what happened? Are you all right?
Da,
Stitches this time?
da,
Your hip?
da.
Good. Now start it and ask him the same question. Now use the lines in the piece, but I want you to feel that way, Rob. And here we go. Absolute. I'm fine. Leave me alone. You don't understand. You never did. You never will. You just never will. You're absolutely right all the time. And ask him the first question, Anj, and play it with the script.
What happened? Are you all right?
Everything's fine. Don't worry, don't worry.
Stitches this time?
A scratch.
Your hip?
A sprain, a sprain.
Dad, what happened? Why didn't you call me? Another fight, right? You got into another fight, didn't you?
What fights? I don't fight.
How about 4 weeks ago? How about attacking that poor butcher at Christides? What was that?
I didn't attack the butcher, I attacked the meat. That was because of the prices.
He said you shoved all the meat off his display counter with your cane.
It was a demonstration. There were 30 people in the store. I was trying to rally them. The meat shoving was an illustration.
The meat hit the butcher and you threw out your hip. Also, the chances of starting a commune on 72nd and Broadway are very slim. What happened this time, Dad?
A young boy, confused, disadvantaged, a victim of society.
A mugger. You fought with a mugger, of course. Of course. It was the next step, my God.
We were talking. We reached an impasse.
That's it. No more. I can't let this happen anymore. I let it go. I've been irresponsible. You have to be watched. I'm not letting you out of my sight, Dad.
Stop this. You're frightening me.
Good, good. And make that a stop this. You're frightening me. That's what I mean. It's
Stop
like,
this. You're frightening me.
good, good. And don't extend. Stop this. You're frightening me. Stop it.
Stop this. You're frightening me.
Oh, I'm
Good,
sorry.
good, good. All right, good. Okay, good. Now, Anj, this is the area where your character has not, you're trying not to get dramatic, but you're going to draw the line. Okay, that's it. I mean, that's just it. It's not, okay, that's it, blah, 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 being dramatic. It's like, just draw the fucking line and stick to the line as long as you can. What's the line that cues, all right, that's it? What's the line that cues that?
He says, we were talking, we reached an impasse.
Yeah, we were talking, we reached an impasse. It's none of your business. And go.
We were talking. We reached an impasse.
That's it. No more. I can't let this happen anymore. I let it go. I've been irresponsible. You have to be watched.
Great.
I can't
Take
let-
it the same spot. Oh, I forgot to tell you this, Anj. Make this, it's almost like you're going to blame yourself.
Okay.
Like, I've been so stupid, I should have stopped this before. That's it. I'm going to stop it now. So that we bring in the history of what's happened between the two of
Yeah.
them. Much better, Rob. Take it from the same spot. Absolutely. Every time, everything is absolute. Okay? Everything's simple, everything absolute. And go.
We were talking. We reached an impasse.
That's it. No more. I can't let this happen anymore. I let it go. I've been irresponsible. You have to be watched. I can't let you out of my sight, Dad.
You see, Anj, how the character is telling herself that
Yeah,
as much as telling her father
Yes.
that,
that's
right?
it. I can't take this anymore.
Right,
I've been
right. Yeah, that's
irresponsible.
it. That's absolutely it. It's completely my fault. But yeah,
You have
it's
to be
exactly.
watched. I'm not letting you out
Doesn't
of my
that feel
sight.
like a completely different place than being dramatic or it's like it's coming at it from your selfish point of view. He's coming at it from his selfish point of view.
Yeah.
That's why you're father and daughter. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. All right,
Right.
same thing. Once again, Rob, same thing. Every time, more adamant, more absolute. You crazy woman, you know nothing. And go.
Stop this. You're frightening me.
I'm frightening you. I live in terror. The phone will ring, the police, the hospital. My God, it was quiet for a month, but I should have known this guy Danford comes over and I know you're on the loose again.
Ah, good. He called.
Oh, he called all right. Tell Hertzfeld that the Carter matter is settled. I reached the committee. Reisman said to call. Jesus, Hertzfeld again? Hertzfeld on the march again? I take it you're Reisman.
That was yesterday.
And tomorrow who? And tomorrow what? I came to tell you it's the
Okay, so
last
now,
time.
now Hertzfeld is a name that he's used as an alias before, right?
That's correct.
To get him in more. Hertzfeld again. Yes, yeah. In other words, you're not ashamed, Rob, of who you are and what you do to get what you want. That's what I want you to get. So that's why he never explains. He only tells. He never explains. He only tells. Go back once again to that spot. Both of you are starting to get it now. Here we go. One more time.
Ah, good. He called.
Oh, he called all right. Tell Hertzfeld that the Carter matter is settled. I reached the committee. Reisman said to call. Jesus. Hertzfeld again? Hertzfeld's on the march again? Take it you're Reisman?
That was yesterday.
Tomorrow who? And tomorrow what? I came to tell you, it's the last time. No more calls. No.
You covered, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like she's your partner, Rob. Like she's your partner. Like she should always cover for you. She's your daughter. And go.
You covered, didn't you?
No, like you're really suspicious of her. Like, I'm not fucked. You didn't fuck me over, right? You covered. You know what I mean? It's like,
You covered, didn't you?
Yes. Yes. Once again, Christ, In 1 year, I've been the headquarters for the 8th Congressional Committee, CBS News, the Institute for Freudian Studies, and the United Consumers Protection Agency.
Yes, the UCPA.
UCPA. UCPA. Look, Dad,
What happened to you? My own daughter has forgotten what a principal is.
what principle? There's no principle here. It's fraud. Personal daily fraud, a one-man reign of terror, and I'm the one who gets terrorized, never knowing who the hell I'm supposed to be. Anytime some poor sucker calls my office, a principal? Oh, you mean when that panic-stricken manager of the Fine Arts Theater called thinking there was going to be a congressional investigation because he showed German movies? I still don't understand how you convinced him you were a congressman.
What, you never saw an elder statesman before?
There's no such thing as a floating congressional district.
It's because he didn't know that he deserved it. That and showing movies by ex-Nazis. These people think that nobody knows this stuff.
No more. It's over. Today was my last cover. That's what I came to tell you. Little did I know you were also back in combat again. I searched this damn park for 2 hours. Happened not giving speeches at the Bethesda Fountain anymore?
Why should I? So you can find me there, shut me up, embarrass me?
It's me, huh? It's me who embarrasses you?
Exactly. Hushing me up like I'm a babbling child.
Embarrassment. Let's talk about embarrassment, okay? 3 weeks ago, I came back to my office after lunch. They tell me my parole officer has been looking for me.
Necessary retaliation. It was important that you see what it's like to be pursued. Watch, guarded. You frighten me, Mrs. Gelder. You do frighten me. You know, I'm afraid of what you'll do, what you think it was love coming to the fountain once a week. It's not stopping me from talking. That's not so bad. It's the test questions.
I don't.
The test questions to see if I'm too old. Checking on my arteries. Do you remember what you did yesterday, Dad? Tell me what you had for lunch today, Dad. One wrong answer and you'll wrap me in a deck chair, and mail me to Florida. 2 mistakes, you'll put me in a home for the unforgettable. I know this. My greatest fear is that someday soon I will wake up silly. That time will take my brain and you will take me. That you will put me in a place, a home, or worse, your house, Siberia and Great Neck. Very little frightens me, as you know. Just that. Only what you will do.
Dad.
I don't answer the door when you come. That's why. I watch through the hole in the door and wait for you to go away. That's why I moved from the fountain, Clara, and why next week you won't find me here either.
You don't understand. I care. Someone has to watch out for you. Jack doesn't care, or Ben, or Carol. They don't even speak to you anymore.
Good. God bless them. Lovely children, lovely distant children.
Good. Say you don't even talk to them anymore and pick it up from do exactly what you're doing, Rob, but now add the fuck exercise to it. Go. Ask him that question again, Anj.
Okay, shit, I just lost it. Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. You don't understand. I care. Someone has to watch out for you. Ben doesn't care, or Jack, or Carol doesn't either. They don't even speak to you anymore.
Fucking good. God fucking bless them. Lovely fucking children. Lovely. Distant fucking children.
This isn't fair, Dad. I don't deserve this.
Dad? Who's this dad you referred to? When did that start? I'm a pop. A pop or a papa, like I always was.
Go back to the fuck exercise. Dad, fucking dad. Go. And
I need to get some water.
good. Very good water. And here we go.
I'll take it from the top of 60.
Yes.
This isn't fair, Dad. I don't deserve this.
Dad. Who's this dad you refer to? When did that start? I'm a pop or a papa, like I
I'm a
always
pop.
was.
I'm a fucking pop. All right.
I'm a fucking pop or a fucking papa, like I always fucking was. You say, Dad, I keep fucking looking around for a gentleman with a fucking pipe.
Okay. Why don't I just call you Dr. Engels then? Did you really think you fooled me? Dr. Engels, the therapist? Dr. Fred Engels from Socialist Club? Really now?
Why did you keep fucking writing all those fucking letters to him?
Normal conversations with you are hopeless. Seem like the best way to reach you. I sent Dr. Engels 12 letters in 2 months. I said everything I felt.
Smart fucking girl. Well, at least you're still smart. Even though the passions are fucking gone, even though the ideals have fucking evaporated.
Stop.
I remember when you fucking believed in the world that didn't belong to the fucking highest bidder.
Oh, the old song. Stop.
This, of course, was before you went to fucking Park East real estate. Before you gave up Marx and Lenin for fucking Bergdorf and fucking.
Jesus, at least get a new set of words.
Look at you. Look what you've become. Queen of the fucking condominiums. Peasant skirts for $200. Betrayer of your fucking namesake.
Goddamn name.
Clara Lemlich, who stood for something.
You
Fucking
gave me.
Claire Lemlich. Fucking Claire Lemlich. Go, Ann.
Fucking Clara Lemlich, who fucking stood for something.
No, that fucking means she was the greatest bitch in the world. Fucking Claire met me, Ann.
Fucking Clara Lemlich, who stood for something.
You gave me the name. I had no choice.
Fucking Clara Lemlich, who stood for something and fucking stood up for it.
Oh, you're rolling now.
Yes, Cooper Union, 1999.
You're only 8.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
All right, you're right. You're okay. Good. Let's hold on. Listen. Now I want you to watch this playback tonight, Rob, because you guys started to really get into it. You know, I mean, and I want you to rehearse next week. If you rehearse twice next week, I only want you to do the fuck I want you to do the fuck exercise for the whole rehearsal, and then the next rehearsal, I want you to sub-vocalize it. That's the breakthrough for you. That's how strong his opinions are. They're non-negotiable, and you'll see it on the playback, Rob. It's not every moment, but you had some really great moments, and it changes what Ange has to do to try to get through that wall of her father. That's, you know, I mean, that's the point she's at. She's really at her very last point. Not only did she come there to the park that day to say, this is it, I'm drawing the line, but then she comes and you're doing another bizarre thing on top. So that, I mean, that's it. I'm done. It's my fault. I did it. It's my, you know, so that it really sets both of those characters up well. Okay.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you feel the difference when you were doing the fuck exercise, Rob?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, to be completely rigid.
Yes.
Which I'm. You're right. I'm not rigid. I'm probably too agreeable.
You are. Yeah, but that's you. So I'm saying one of the reasons that I chose this character is I wanted to see if I could really break through to you to get another character. This character has different rhythm than you. You have a rhythm that's a little more of a sing-songy rhythm. You have a song. You go, no. And this guy goes, no. You go, please don't. And he goes, please don't. Yeah, there's a more.
I guess I picked that up when I was studying the Yiddish, because the Yiddish has a tendency to kind of be more musical in their way of speaking.
Right.
So that's where I picked that up. I'm trying to work. I've never worked on a Yiddish accent, or not many accents at all. But
let's not worry about the dialect.
Yeah.
Let's worry about the fucking adamancy, about absolutely not having negotiation. Okay, you fucking did it. All right. Yeah. Come on back, everybody. Do you want to read that short scene with Cindy, Rob?
Sure, Cindy, you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Terrific. Thank you.
This is a short scene from Rob's play, which is actually he's heading into the home stretch. He's probably going
I
to have
said
it.
that myself today. Yeah.
He's heading into the home stretch. He's probably going to have it done
Yeah.
within the next 2 weeks. So
I have to confess, I have a confession. I was inspired with some lines during some of the work tonight, and I was writing while you guys were performing. So I hope you don't hold it against me.
No, well, we're kicking your ass out of the acting class and just going to make you. No.
I guess, Can, you're gonna do that next week with me, I guess, that scene?
What's that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, we'll do that next week. All right, good. So
All right.
this is just a short scene. Why don't you want to set it up real briefly, Rob?
Right. Okay. Well, basically, you guys remember last time. Okay. What's this previous scene? I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, okay. The last scene was where, you know,
It was where he told me off.
well, yeah. I'm sorry. I get sometimes confused with the scenes. Charlie gets told off by Alfred. Basically Charlie wants to get paid, and then for his money for his work, and Alfred says, take me to court. So I mean, other than that,
He tells me off.
well, yeah, okay, that was for Sally. I'm just talking about the previous scene before this.
Is this
Oh.
this is the scene between Charlie and Sally, right? Where they sort of become
Right. Well,
allies.
right. They become allies because Charlie's been shamed as well as Sally. So
Right. They sort of.
that basically, I guess that's it.
All right.
So
here we go.
yeah. So she's just going to read the scene first before I start out.
Oh, sure. Sally is playing solitaire alone at the card table later that night. In walks Charlie. She looks up at him, then back down to her cards.
Hey, you wants to play a card game? I said you wants to play cards?
I heard you. I am fine playing solitaire by myself.
Really? I heard what that creep Alfred said to you. It was an abomination.
You think I'm a twisted old bag?
No way. More like a twisted old babe to me.
I am sorry I almost bit your nose off.
I had it coming to me. I was too quick on the draw.
That you were.
I's sorry.
The correct way to speak is I am sorry.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
I am sorry, not I's am sorry.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
I give up. Where'd you go to school?
I ran away from home when I was in 6th grade. Never went back to school after that. I lived on the streets, did a little hustle here, little hustle there.
My lord, you sold your body on the streets?
Nah. Sold pot.
That must have been rough.
Nah, I just had fun. Only got busted twice. It's legal now, you know. You know, I was the all-around wrestling champion in Little River, Wyoming in 1975 and 76.
Very impressive.
Yeah, Charlie Rose, an all-around wrestling champion. Hey, you want me to beat up that Alfred for you?
No, I'll handle this my own way.
I was just saying, if you need some man to stick up for you, that's me, Charlie Rosen.
Thanks, Charlie. I'll keep it in mind. Pull up a chair. I'll play cards with you.
Poker?
Gin.
Okay, deal the cards.
Double on the shine.
Schneid.
Is it spelled
Say Schneider.
Yeah,
Schneider?
Now say Schneid.
Schneid. Well, see, it's spelled S-C-H-I-N-D.
I misspelled
Well, yeah,
it.
but it's short
Schneid?
for Schneider. Schneid, yeah.
I spelled
Schneid.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's short
Double
for
on the
Schneider. That's
Schneid?
all. Yeah. Anyway,
Go ahead.
that's
Okay.
the end of the line. Good.
Double on the Schneid?
I doubled your schneid anytime.
And lights out. Good. Come on back, everybody.
So it's Schneid. Okay, I'm going to
Schneid, yeah.
respell it.
I misspelled it. I misspelled it. I never
That's
heard
okay.
it myself before.
Yeah, well. Okay. It's actually in the play. I learned it from the play Born Yesterday.
Ah,
Because Billy, the young blonde and the gangster play Gin all the time, and she wins all the time. And she wins, and she goes, Schneider! Yeah, that's where that comes up from. Anyway, good night tonight, everybody. As always, it's so glad to have Mal back and see you all again. And I'll see you all next week on Sunday on the regular day. Hallelujah. Thank you so much for making this accommodation. It was great. The wedding was great. Everybody was happy. And so
Great.
you get to give her away?
not even close, honey.
Ah,
Not even close. No, real daddy was there. So not even close. Anyway, love you guys and good work tonight. I'll see you next week.
love you.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Take care.
Good
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.